request while the Honorable Industries Minister is here, the Finance Minister will soon join us. I'm sure you're all excited as we are to be part of the Global Investor Summit, which is scheduled on 3rd and 4th of March at Visakhapatnam. Having covered cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and today we are here at our own Hyderabad. I also request the delegates to kindly keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Those who haven't yet registered, request you all to visit www.advantageap.in and kindly register yourself for the Global Investor Summit. Okay, let's all welcome the Honorable Minister for Industries, Shri Guduwada Amarnath Garu, as he enters the hall. Let's all clap and welcome him, please. So without much ado, let us begin this particular Global Investor Summit. May I now request Mr. C. Shekhar Reddy Garu to kindly come on to the dais. And hand over the bouquet to the Honorable Minister for Industries. So we have on stage already Dr. Srijana Gumala IAS, Director Industries, Commerce and Export Promotion, Vice Chairperson and Managing Director, AP Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, CEO, Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board, and CEO, MSME. Let's all welcome her. May I now request Dr. Sujana Gumala IAS to welcome Mr. C. Shekhar Reddy Garu, Vice Chairman, CII Telangana State Council, and Chairman and Managing Director, CSR Estates Limited. I am sure we can do much better. May I request all the volunteers who are standing there to kindly settle down, please. We now have midst of us Shri Jagan Mohan IAS Garu, CEO, AP Maritime Board, Government of Andhra Pradesh. He is also MD for YSR Steel. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause. We have Shri Saurabh Gaur IAS, Secretary to Government, IT, Electronics and Communications. We welcome him onto the stage, please. Let's all join and welcome him with a big round of applause. We also have Mr. Dasari Balaya, IFS, amongst us. May I request him to kindly come on to the dais, please. We have Mr. First, Chair, APTC. Okay, he's joining, yeah. So, Namaste, Adab, and good morning, Hyderabad. What do we call it? The city of pearls, gardens, IT, or biryani and kebabs? You might call it with your favorite as a prefix to Hyderabad. Having completed Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai, today we are here in Hyderabad for our last roadshow in the lineup to the Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023, which will be held on 3rd and 4th of March in the beautiful port city of Visakhapatnam with a theme, Advantage Andhra Pradesh, where abundance meets prosperity. Well, myself, I am Rajiv YSR. I head investments and promotions for the state under Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board, and I am your host today. Under the guidance of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, and the leadership of Honorable Minister for Industries, Shri Guduvada Amarnath Garu, we are here today as a delegation to present and narrate the growth story of Advantage Andhra Pradesh that is being unveiled in an ever new different way. And at the same time, provide insights into what Andhra Pradesh has to offer you and why is it truly the #1 destination for growth and investments in India. While most of you might know that Andhra Pradesh was ranked #1 in terms of ease of doing business, but I'm sure very few would know the fact that we have been consistently ranked #1 for the last 3 years. And this definitely deserves an applause. With 974 kilometers of second longest coastline in the country, 3 out of 11 industrial corridors passing through the state covering more than 80% of the districts, industry-ready skilled force, and a supportive industrial ecosystem, the state of Andhra Pradesh has an advantage of and of many compelling reasons we have, there are a lot more in store for us today. And hence, the state is organizing the prestigious Global Investor Summit to take this good news towards the ends of the world with special focus on 14 major sectors such as manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, automobile, EVs, energy, tourism, textiles, ports, and infrastructure. The summit will also highlight the state's strengths as well. That includes its large manufacturing base, robust presence of MSMEs, good infrastructure, well-connected port networks, business-friendly environment, and its pool of young, talented, skilled population. The summit aims to engage with investors, industry leaders, and government officials during the 2 days. Before I invite, I would like to recognize the presence of Shri Ravichandra Reddy Garu, Chairman APTPC. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Vice Chairman, CII Telangana State Council, Chairman and Managing Director, CSR Estates, Mr. C. Shekhar Reddy, to open this particular forum with his welcome note. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Respected Gudivada Amarnath, Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment, IT Government of Andhra Pradesh, and Sri Bugana Rajendranath, Honorable Minister for Finance and Planning, Commercial Taxes, Legislative Affairs, Skill Development and Training, Government of Andhra Pradesh. You will be joining shortly. And Sri K. Vijayanand, IAS, Special Chief Secretary, Energy, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Ms. K. Sunitha, IAS, Principal Secretary, Handloom and Textiles, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sri Saurabh Gaur, IAS, Secretary, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sri D. Srijana, IAS, Director of Industries, Vice Chairman MD, APIC, CEO, AP Economic Development Board, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sri Sagili Jagan Mohan Reddy, IAS CEO, AP Maritime Board, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Ms. Bandi Nagendra, Chairperson, APIDC. Mr. Ravichandra Reddy, Chairman, APTPC, Senior Government Officials from Andhra Pradesh. And Mr. Bharat Thota, COO, AP Food Processing Society, and Office Bearers of Industry Associations, and our past chair from Southern CA, Mr. A. Purgaru, Anil A. Purgaru, friends from industries, and print and electronic media. Good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister, on behalf of the CA Telangana, I would like to thank you for coming to Hyderabad and giving us an opportunity to meet you. We are indeed happy to know that the state government of Andhra Pradesh is organizing its a mega investment summit, that is Global Investor Summit, from 3rd to 5th of March 2023 at Visakhapatnam. I am happy and proud to know that CA is a national event partner for the Global Investor Summit. As a result of the Honorable Chief Minister's futuristic vision and governance today, the state is growing at a much faster rate, and overall, AP is set to a progressive transformational journey and is poised to become the growth engine of the Indian economy. Andhra Pradesh is evolving as one of the most prominent connection points with major world markets, and it is renowned for its excellent infrastructure, large manufacturing base, talent, youth, and a business-friendly environment. Andhra Pradesh has backed the first rank in ease of doing business in the country. The state secured the top position in the few initiatives of Business Reforms Action Plan implemented as a part of the EODB. Aligned with the Honorable Chief Minister's vision, the state government flagship investment summit, the Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023, from 3rd to 4th March 2023 at Visakhapatnam, offers a robust platform to showcase the opportunities and act as a springboard for intensive industry partnership for the growth. I was talking to many industry friends in Andhra Pradesh, and it was a delight to know that the Andhra Pradesh government introduced a village and ward secretariat system. This helped the state to achieve the real Gram Swaraj, which cannot be seen anywhere in the country. which is commendable. The efforts have been put in by the AP government in the last 4 years have delivered on-ground outcomes for a new investment climate. Sir, your government has proactively promoted an enabling policy framework to attract investment for job creation and sustainable development. Your upcoming new industrial policy will be efficient and greatly smoothen the process of setting up new industrial investment by making most of the processes digital and industrial investment by making process of digital and transparent, the single window clearance system and grievance redressal mechanism, that is Spandana program, has emerged as one of the best among the competitors. The initiatives focused on MSME promotion and startup will create a strong impact and growth and employment generation in the state. This will also help in creating an ecosystem to support the growth of the startups in the state. There are many more such initiatives that the state government has undertaken under the astute guidance of your visionary Chief Minister, and the time is too short for me to list the many advantages that the state has to offer. As the industry partner for the Andhra Pradesh Global Investment Summit 2023, CA would like to invite you all to consider this opportunity and plan for the growth of your organizations in the state that is replete with the resources coupled with a supportive government to provide you with one of the best working environment in the country. The state focuses on sunrise sectors such as agriculture and food processing, MSME, chemicals, startups, IT and electronics, textiles, defense and aerospace, mining, tourism, pharma, automotive, EV, renewable energy, healthcare and skill development. This would be the apt time for the industry to work together with the government on developing climate-friendly policies and work towards the sustainable growth. Business and investment, therefore, will have a critical role in this and must be engaged to drive change for inclusive, balanced, and sustainable growth. With proactive partnership and impactful strategies from Indian enterprises, Andhra Pradesh can further accelerate its pace of development. CA would endeavor to work closely with the state of Andhra Pradesh to bring investment to the state. We would be delighted to partner with the state on the policies and strategies that would enable socio-economic growth for the state. We are determined to work in the areas of growth, sustainability, international trade promotion, and enabling technology and innovation. Honorable Finance Minister and also Industry Minister, on behalf of the industry, I would like to thank the state government of Andhra Pradesh for always supporting the CAA in all our endeavors, and I assure you that CAA will continue to foster growth and development by facilitating affirmative action and working toward the balanced, inclusive, and sustainable development of the state. I would like to once again thank the Honorable Chief Minister for having CAA as one of their partners for important engagements. It is indeed a privilege to work along with a visionary leader like him and be part of Andhra Pradesh growth story. I am sure that the numerous advantages that the state is offering my friends from the business community present here will also be keen to partner with your government during the Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit for a stronger, developed India and more competitive Indian industry. And with the permission of the Honorable Minister, I would like to just give one or two small suggestions from my side. Sir, you are doing excellent in ease of doing business. And I thought of giving one small input from my side. So like what we give plug and play facility, physical facility, and like Gift City in Gujarat, they got blanket permissions at one go. Industry-wise, they need not go and take it. So industry-specific industrial estates or sector-specific industrial estate, if you upfront can give all the permissions, all statutory permission, local body, state, government of India, this is the industry those parks, specialized parks, if you can give, if I am an industrialist, my investors will have more confidence. Okay, Shekhar is taking up this, already everything is upfront, it is there. They need not waste time. Next month onwards, you can start the industry. So my investments are properly utilized. So that is one way of already you are doing, maybe in your pharma park in Visakhapatnam, you already done. So similar things, I think ease of doing will help. Second thing, how to reduce the cost of doing business is also important for the industries. Maybe I come from real estate. For example, in real estate, which has a multi-fold effect, about 250 ancillary units like cement, steel, they survive on us and largest employment. The LIG and MIG housing, the sale consideration, it attracts almost 1/3 the taxation. Government of India, state, local bodies, if you can relook it, because you are already forming new policies for the entire other industrial sectors, you should also, I request to relook into the real estate sector also. Even the Honorable Finance Minister is not there, is part of the GST Council. There is no ITC is extended to the developers' friends. So why should not, we should have a dual system. One is ITC or without ITC also. That will really help the Andhra Pradesh state to invite more and more investments also. And also cost of doing business will come down. So because one of the manufacturers also in Telangana, he was feeling that whatever I'm paying on the GST on my building, part of it I am not utilizing anywhere. If that input is given somewhere, so my cost, my interest burden will come down on that. So I thought this few things you can keep it in mind while maybe in a GST council, so that it will help all the industrialists also to reduce their capital investment. And to encourage more investment into the real estate also, some of the states, if I buy a land and again re-register it to somebody, within 1 year, there is no additional stamp duty. It will be adjusted. So more investment you can attract into the infrastructure projects or land projects also. So I thought I can put before to you, since you are making the new policy for all the sectors. So with this, I hope today's investors, the interaction will definitely bring a lot of investment to the state of Andhra Pradesh, and we are all with you, sir. CA is always with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shekhar Reddy Garu, for setting the context for today and also for the valuable suggestions that you have shared with us. The single desk portal with all approvals has deemed approved within 21 days. A treasure house for 48 minerals and more specifically for gold, diamond, bauxite, beach sand, limestone, coal, oil and natural gas. Abundant availability of land, power and water at a cost much lower than the nation's average makes Andhra Pradesh not only number one in terms of ease of doing business, but also number one in reduced cost of business. To further help us understand the innovative initiatives, industry-friendly policies, infrastructure development, and plethora of opportunities the state has got to offer, please join me in welcoming Dr. Srijana Gumala IAS, Director Industries, Commerce and Export Promotion, Vice Chairperson and Managing Director, AP Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, CEO, Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board, and CEO, MSME Development Corporation. Let's all join with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Rajiv. Andarki namaskaram. A very warm good morning to all of you. On behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh as the Director of Industries, I take this opportunity to welcome you for today's roadshow and also take this opportunity to introduce you the state of Andhra Pradesh as an investment destination. I know we have a shared history. We are all brothers and sisters. Not so long ago, we are still brothers and sisters. So I know there are many of us who are part of the already happening growth story, but it is upon me to introduce you the state of Andhra Pradesh as in terms of why we call it an advantageous Andhra Pradesh where abundance meets prosperity. So I once again welcome you all who have made time to come to us and listen to us and probably be part of our growth story. Thank you very much to be here. I'll make a very brief presentation as to why we call it an advantage and why there is really an advantage for people to see. So the Andhra Pradesh, just to introduce you the state of Andhra Pradesh, it is a state with 11.43% growth rate as per the 2021 estimates, one of the highest and fastest growing states in the country. There is an inherent strength and advantage there for all of us. The 974 kilometers long coastline is an inherent strength, I would say. 70% of the population in the working age group is a demographic dividend, with 8% of contribution in the Indian export standing at 5th rank It's again an inherent strength of the state of Andhra Pradesh. Number one in the ease of doing business consistently for the last few years, specifically for the last 2 editions on the perception survey of the investors who are already working in respective states with a percentage of about 98% approval. We stand first in the country in terms of the industrial ecosystem that we built, which is reflecting in the rank that we have gotten there. And while we are talking about all through about the industrial development, we are not falling short or behind in the social development of the state, which is why we are ranked number 4 in the sustainable development goals in the country. So all in all, we are talking about a state where a fertile ecosystem for industries has already been laid out in terms of the inherent strengths that it has, and also because of certain governing reforms that we have made in terms of the single desk portal or the policies that we have gotten, and which is reflected through the various awards that we have gotten. So this is a state where really abundance meets prosperity, and this is, I would say, a place where everybody can grow together, which is why the numbers show for themselves. In the last few years, specifically from 2019 until now, we have seen more than 1.5 lakh MSMEs starting their shop with an investment of about 20,000 crores and giving employment to about 13.5 lakh people. And not falling behind in the large and mega units, 111 large and mega units with about 56,000 crores have already set shop and started commencing commercial production. So these are not just MOUs, or these are not just announcements or stopped at a Bhumi Puja. These are all the ones I'm saying which have started commercial production. So I've just given a little bit more brief on when I say what is my 8% contribution in the Indian exports. These are the various product mixes and the places to which we are already doing business. We've always been strong on agri and agri-related products, marine products, iron and steel, drug formulations, granites, etc. So it's just for the perception's sake that I really put in these figures for you for attention. While we are talking about the state and inherent strength, the infrastructure is what I really take it as worth mentioning here. Out of the 11 notified industrial corridors in the country, 3 of them are running crisscrossing through the map of Andhra Pradesh. We have the Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor, Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor, and Hyderabad-Bangalore Industrial Corridor passing through the states. Across these corridors, we make about 10 nodes with all ready-made infrastructure available at doorstep in terms of land availability, in terms of water availability, power availability, internal infrastructure availability, CETPs. All of them are made ready, and between all these 10 nodes, about 50,000 acres of land is ready for allotment. So this is, I feel, as another infrastructural marvel that is the state heading towards. Vizag-Chennai Industrial Corridor is in its active stage of implementation. The lands has been acquired and the internal infrastructure are underway, and within another 2-3 months, all the infrastructure should be available. Just a pictorial representation as to where and what it is about. The industrial parks, while I was talking, I'm not limiting my talk and the industrial allotments limited to these nodes on the industrial corridors, but we have the land banks available all across the states, which is a true reflection of our commitment to equitable distribution for all the areas and the districts of the state. It's just a pictorial representation as to what is the cluster that we are trying to focus in which area of this state. I will leave the copy of this presentation on the portal for everybody's understanding later, but just for your quick reference, I reflect it here. The incentive, while I've also long talked about the infrastructure and the land availability, the policy which is touted to be one of the best policies in the country is offering us incentives in terms of capital invest, subsidy, interest subsidies, stamp duty exemptions, SGSTs, land cost incentives, and also for employment and skills. And there are certain sunrise sectors that we are looking at where we want to really work together and be part of that futuristic emerging sectors where Andhra Pradesh can really take leverage of. And the policy is very clear that while this, the template is applicable for the categories which are mentioned, But for whoever and whatever unit is giving more than 2,000 employment, we base our entire understanding of designing an incentive package in terms of the employment rather than a larger focus on being on the investment. We want really people to be part of the growth story, so which is why employment is very central to our understanding of policy and package. So whoever is giving more than 2,000 employment is up for a tailor-made negotiated incentive package possibility available there. So it's a very brief snapshot on the policy incentives available. While I talk about a template generic policy, there are also specific and speciality policies which are listed down here. Jagananna Badagu Vikasam for the SEs and STs of the state who are really need that springboard to into the development arena, and the mega industrial policy, retail policy, MSME park policy, bulk drug policies, IT policies, food processing. There are a plethora of about 18 policies which are speciality policies, which probably will need a little more focus and understanding beyond the overarching policy that we have. The sectoral strengths, while I am not I'm not mentioning the sectors which would be presented to you in detail here. The food processing sector, the IT sector, the maritime sector, and the textile sector would be presented to you in much more detail. But there are other sectors that we are focusing for the purpose of the Global Investor Summit. We have chosen 15 sectors for to showcase the strengths and opportunities available. Why I'm mentioning these 15, that doesn't discount that whatever are mentioned, not mentioned here are not a priority, but for the sake of discipline and focus, we have chosen certain sectors to showcase in the Global Investor Summit. So why we call this is a 360-degree snapshot to you about what I have mentioned so far, that we have a robust industrial infrastructure available, the strong logistical infrastructure that we are building, the industry-ready skilled force that we are training and keeping them ready for all of the people who are going to be part of the growth story. The raw material availability, which was already mentioned by Rajiv a little while ago, that we are a mineral-rich state with about 48 minerals, so we want to really take advantage of that. The low cost of business, ease of doing business, and the quality of power and water availability with us, and the strategic location that we have with us, which is your gateway to the outside world as well. So with all this, with a strong, conducive business environment and strong governance, this is just a few pointers for all of us to take back as to why we call there is an advantage to work with the government of Andhra Pradesh. The few sectors other than which I want to take to your interest is the electronics. We've always been strong in electronics and electronics manufacturing, which will be discussed in detail by Secretary IT later today. The agro and fruit processing, we've always been agriculturally intensive state and an agrarian state, and so while we are a producer of certain agro products, we are not falling behind or planning for adding value addition to them in terms of processing and the processing infrastructure and the policies that we want to put in place. The pharma and life sciences has always been a strength of the combined state of Andhra Pradesh as well. And it is for all of our knowledge and experience that while COVID struck the country, it is the pharma sector which is working in these both states which has come to the rescue of the country, I must say, in terms of providing the drugs it wanted, the vaccines it wanted at a certain point of time, and the medical devices they wanted. So this is a strength which is a shared strength of both of our states, which we want to really build on later. The petroleum and petrochemical complexes that we are going to build are also another sector that we would be want to focusing. Industrial logistics that I have mentioned very, very briefly as to how we look at, how seriously we look at the industrial infrastructure that we would want to build, which is why we made it a focus sector for us. The automobile and EV bus, nobody wants to miss that bus and be part of a very responsible future, so we are not falling behind on that as well. Aerospace and defense, this is one of the sunrise sectors that we're looking at. Renewable energy, while we talk about traditional sources of renewable energy like solar, wind, we are also thinking about green energy, which is again a sunrise sector for us. So with this very brief intervention, I would really want to take your attention that these are the strengths and opportunities that are available for all of us to work together, because we really believe when we grow, all of us grow. We grow, you grow is one of our mottos. So with this context as a background, I would really want to request all of your attendance and participation in the upcoming Global Investor Summit happening in the City of Destiny, Visakhapatnam, on 3rd and 4th of March. While this is an opportunity for us to showcase our strengths and inherent advantages that we have, this is also an opportunity for at least 15 sectors that I mentioned here. The industry leaders and academic professionals would be coming and talking about these emerging sectors and the relevance of them and the need for us to all work on that, and also providing a good ground for B2G and B2B meetings in that space. It is also going to have an exhibition space to showcase all these sectors and the products that these sectors are offering for the state. So I would really take this opportunity to welcome once again on behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh to please participate and come. We will take care of all of you there. We'll all again probably do this shared journey together towards development and growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such insightful presentation. I'm sure most of you went traveling to hometowns, especially during Pongal and other holiday seasons. You would see huge land parcels covered with green blankets. And no wonder the state of Andhra Pradesh is called the Annapurna of the country. The state is also the #1 exporter of shrimps in the country and second largest producer of paddy, maize, and groundnut. The state is also renowned as the fruit bowl of the nation with the highest produce of fruits such as mango, banana, papaya, and is also ranked #1 in horticulture with products such as chilies, cocoa, and lime. This makes the state the most exciting investment destination for secondary food processing units. To further take us through the greater opportunities the state has got to offer to us, let me welcome Mr. Bharat Tota from Andhra Pradesh Food Processing Society onto the stage.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఎవ్రీబడి. నమస్కారం అండి అందరికీ. వేదిక మీద కూర్చున్న పెద్దలకు, వేదిక కింద కూర్చున్న పెద్దలకు అందరికీ వందనాలు. వెల్కమ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ రాజీవ్. చాలామందికి ఇక్కడ తెలుగు వస్తుంది అనుకుంటాను. వస్తుంది కదా? యా, ఓకే. ఎందుకంటే తెలుగు వాళ్ళమై ఉండి కొంచెం తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుకుంటే ఈజీగా ఉంటుందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. అందరు అటు నుంచి ఇటు వస్తే నేను ఇటు నుంచి అటు పోయినాను. సో థింగ్ ఇస్, ఇప్పుడే రాజీవ్ చెప్పినట్టు ఇక్కడి నుంచి మనం ఆంధ్ర సైడ్ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అందరికి గుర్తుకొచ్చేది పాడి పంటలు, మంచి పొలాలు, ప్రశాంతమైన వాతావరణం, మంచి హోలిస్టిక్ ఎన్వైర్న్మెంట్. మన సినిమాలు కూడా పొద్దుటి నుంచి అదే చూసాం చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి. సో అదే వాతావరణాన్ని మళ్ళీ గుర్తు తెచ్చుకుంటూ ఒక అగ్రేరియన్ స్టేట్ నుంచి వచ్చి రిప్రజెంట్ చేసుకుంటూ ఫుడ్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ సెక్టర్ని ఎట్లా డెవలప్ చేయాలనే దాని మీద మనం ఈరోజు కూర్చున్నాం. అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ a plethora of opportunities in food processing because we have not diversified or distinguished between agri and food processing, because most of the things are interlinked these days. Anything which goes into the mouth, that's what we call today as food. మనకు చాలామంది ఎలా చేశారంటే ఉప్పు తింటే ఉష్ణం, పప్పు తింటే పైత్యం అనే కాడికి తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఒకడు ఉప్పు తినొద్దు అంటాడు, ఒకడు ఉప్పు తినమంటాడు. ఒకడేమో ఆయిల్ ఎక్కువ తాగండి అంటాడు, ఒకడు ఆయిల్ అస్సలు తీసుకోవద్దు అంటాడు. కానీ ఒక్కరు కూడా అసలు ఫుడ్ సైంటిస్టులను కానీ, ఫుడ్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ నుంచి ఉన్న వాళ్ళని కానీ, ఫుడ్ టెక్నాలజీ వాళ్ళని కానీ ఒక్క నాదుడు అడిగిన పాపన పడు. ఎందుకంటే ఈ కోవిడ్లో ఎవ్రీబడి హ్యాస్ బికమ్ డాక్టర్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి హ్యాస్ బికమ్ ఎ న్యూట్రిషనిస్ట్. Everybody has become a doctor and everybody has become a nutritionist sitting in their homes. That has given ample opportunities for both the sectors. Most of the people, if you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you will see that the things which we don't know actually, or things which we knew but we never emphasized, have become one of the most eatable and saleable items in food sector these days. And that's what I think COVID has done an advantage to us. That's it. So coming to our state of Andhra Pradesh, because I am stating as our state because na birth certificate inka Andhra Pradesh ane undi, driving license kuda Andhra Pradesh ane undi. So I am from Telangana. So that's Andhra Pradesh is number one in many of the sectors, especially related to the agri and food processing. And we are number one in aquaculture, horticulture, agriculture, and in number 4 in dairy and poultry. Because in the last meeting also I have said something that we are also number 1 in cocoa production. Most of the people don't know that we are being saying that we are rice bowl, rice bowl, rice bowl. Sorry, we are also the chocolate bowl. We are also called as a chocolate state. 70% of the cocoa production happens in Andhra Pradesh, and which most of the people don't know. And the chocolates, what most of the youngsters eat, especially Cadbury or Nestle or something, most of the cocoa comes from Andhra Pradesh. And that's the beauty of having it. But we don't project it. So that's one thing we should project and say that we are the guys who supplied the chocolate. And also coming to the facilities, what we have 373 cold storages. I think one of the beauties in AP is once you travel between Vijayawada, Guntur and inner places of Guntur, you will see a ample cold storages. Like మీకు రోడ్కి ఇటు సైడ్ అటు సైడ్ మొత్తం కోల్డ్ స్టోరేజెస్ ఉంటాయి. ఇంత కోల్డ్ స్టోరేజెస్ అసలు మెటీరియల్ ఉందా అనే డౌట్ కూడా వస్తుంది. బట్ one of the beauties what we have is the ample cold storage opportunities what are there in and around this one. So, Sir Shekhar Reddy garu cheppinattu plug and play methodology అనేది మనం ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఐటీ సెక్టర్లో చూస్తున్నాం. I think that a lot of people have tried, experimented on plug and play technology. But what we have done is uniquely with the vision of Honorable CM. So what we have done is we have done the same methodology of plug and play in food sector, in food processing sector. This is the first time which we are experimenting with a vision of having the plug and play food processing units across the states in 26 parliamentary constituencies. And in this, what will happen is the government of Andhra Pradesh will do the entire capex investment. When I talk of plug and play, it is not only the civil structure. When I am talking of plug and play, it is also the plant and machinery which we are going to provide. So these 26 units will be a complete plug and play technology units, wherein the plant and machinery, the civil structure, the land will be provided by the government, that is APFPS. And this will be handed over on a lease period, because I am a firm believer that government should never enter into a business of doing business. Government should never enter into a business of doing business, and that's what I am also a firm believer. So we will actually put the capex investment, and then that will be handed over for a lease period of 15 years, and also extendable with another 5 to 10 years. And this will have a win-win situation for both the industries and as well as the government. The government's prerogative will be having a social advantage that the industries will buy from the farmers, and also the investors will have an advantage of not putting even a single penny on the capex investment. Anyhow, they have to put it on the operational investment. So that will be the only investment, or let's say the operational expenses, which they have to take care of. So this is one of the unique models which we are trying in the food sector. And that, I think, in an agrarian state, trying within one of the largest horticultural base, this will be one of the pitch points. The opportunities on food space, what I can say is these are the things which we have already, when I'm talking here right now, we have already floated the RFPs for these food sectors. In this, 4 mega units will be coming up for integrated banana processing, food processing, spices and tomato. Spices, meer andaru Guntur mirchi already taste chesina valle. Andaru, most of the people would have tasted it. కానీ చాలా మందికి తెలియదు ఏంటంటే మన పల్ప్, వీఆర్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద లార్జెస్ట్ పల్ప్ ఎక్స్పోర్టర్స్. The fruit juices what you drink, whether it is Tropicana, whether it is, let's say, any lychee fruit, or let's say you drink Pepsi derivatives or Coca-Cola derivatives which are fruit based, almost most of the pulp comes from 1 or 2 districts, that is Chittoor and Anantapur. So మనం ఇంకే జ్యూస్లో కూడా చాలా ఇక్కడ నుంచే కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ జరుగుతుంది. And we have floated these RFPs already, and we would invite investors to please participate in that RFP and also take the opportunity on the space. And also on the second thing, on the incentives, we have an incentive model and the modules wherein you play, it is not like we will put some industry and then you will take it further. We would also welcome you give us a tailor-made stuff wherein we will try to match that particular incentives, or let's say the methodologies, technologies, or anything, and we'll try to support on the incentive base. Already we have a lot of food parks. We have 5 integrated food parks already there, wherein a lot of permissions and the CETPs are already existent, so which is also pollution friendly. So these are the incentives which will be taking care of the tailor-made stuff. And these are the food parks with the starts from northernmost tip of Andhra Pradesh to the southernmost tip. So this entire scope which is there already. And any food parks, we would welcome investors to come with an incentive model. We will provide the tailor-made incentives for that. These are the some of the earlier investments and also the successful industries which we are running there. And if anything, please write to us, speak to us. We will be happy to help you. And వెళ్తూ రెండు స్టేట్స్ డెవలప్ కావాలి బ్రదర్స్ లాగా. అండ్ హైదరాబాద్ ఎంత డెవలప్ అయిందో విశాఖపట్నం, విజయవాడ కూడా అంతే డెవలప్ కావాలి. రారా మామ మనం హైదరాబాద్ పోదాం, రారా మామ మనం విజయవాడ పోదాం, విశాఖపట్నం పోదాం అనే మాడ్యూల్ అనేది తీసుకొని రావాలి. అండ్ ఐ విష్ వన్ డే Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada or any other things will also become more bigger than Hyderabad or equal to that, and wishing the great success to both the states. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bharat. And on that note, let's go to Visakhapatnam Mama on 3rd and 4th of March 2023. Yeah. Now, let me also emphasize that the state also brought in revolution in the agriculture by establishing Raitu Bharosa Kendras. We have more than 10,641 Raitu Bharosa Kendras that are set up to bring the technological innovations closer to the farmers, not only to increase their yield, but also make them as centers of supply for feed, fertilizers, and seeding to agriculture, aquaculture, and horticulture. The good news is not yet revealed, and this is what the good news is going to be. While we said that the state is one of the largest producer in terms of agricultural products, the entire civilization has always taught us that trade and commerce activities were immensely active around ports. No wonder that the nations with the busiest ports were always among the wealthiest too. Our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy garu strongly believes in port-led industrial infrastructure development. Hence, 4 more ports are being added to the existing 6 ports to make Andhra Pradesh a strong port-led export-oriented economy. To further elaborate on the same, we have none other than Mr. Sagili Shanmohan IAS himself, the CEO of Andhra Pradesh Maritime Board, to take us through the plethora of opportunities the state has and also reveal us the new opportunities being created around the same. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thanks, Rajiv. Thanks, Raju. So I'll not take a lot of time to just give a glimpse of what the state is doing with respect to port-led infrastructure and shared infrastructure for industries to capitalize on the investments that state is doing on its own. So as we can see, we have an established capacity of around 1.7 million metric tons of cold storage and warehousing capacity, but we realized over time, so it has become a chicken and egg problem where we don't have a port and some dedicated shared infrastructure for industries to come. And since industries were not there, so ports were not viable. So last 3.5 years, we have taken a step where to break that chicken and egg problem there and then start investing by the state in developing state-owned ports, 3 of them and 1 public-private partnership port. So one at Ramayapatnam near Nellore district, and the other one at Machilipatnam, and the third one at Bhavanpadu, Srikakulam. And there is a PPP port which is being developed at Kakinada. All of them are deep draft ports, so more than 16 meters, 17 meters type drafts, and we can go up to 20 to accommodate all Cape-size vehicles. The best part is, since we already have a corridor right from Chennai to Calcutta, and we have land parcels which are earmarked towards the east of that corridor, closer to the ports, we can actually offer a lot of well-connected and then I would say well-optimized shared infrastructure for any large industries or even industries which are into warehousing and cold storage facilities there. So we're in the process of maybe operationalizing the first port at Ramayapatnam by December 2023. It is the first berth. And Machilipatnam will be starting in next 45 days. So it will take 2 years, but that's one parcel where we have large tracts of land available for industry. And Bhavanpadu will take maybe a couple of more months to get. Financial closures are done. We are in the process of getting the work on ground. So these are the 3 ports where we have large land parcels which we can offer for any industries of that scale. Apart from that, we were looking at developing some port-led infrastructure with respect to connectivity through Bharatmala and then other Government of India schemes also. And our focus has been to make most of the ports suitable for most of the cargo types. I mean, we did not want to focus on one particular cargo at any of the ports. So we have kept all the options open, so there is no restriction for any kind of industry for any one particular port. So these are some samples, large investments that we could get in the last 2 years, where Indosol is primarily on solar wafer manufacturing plant, right from silicon till the final solar panel manufacturing. It's around 40,000 crore investment right next to Ramayapatnam port. And the entire industry is structured after having a understanding about the port and the captive jetty in the Ramayapatnam port. JSW Steel, again, this is in Kadapa. So as you must be aware, it's a long pending promise from the state to that part of the state. So JSW could land only when we could actually show them the port which can be accessed closest to Kadapa. So that's the kind of model that I was talking about. So we have ports where we can probably capitalize for such large investments. And these are the 2 large, I would say, proof of concept that we are talking about. And we'll leave the slide anyway with you. So as you can see, all the 4 ports actually are deep draft, well connected with existing road and rail, and state anyway has taken up all the investment on that front. So I would really request all the interested large investments, especially on warehousing facilities, to explore these 4, and any proposal we'd be more than happy to handle from the AP Maritime Board's front. So these are the sample industries that we were always trying to see in case if we can gather more and more interest. So naturally, shipbuilding, repair and recycling, we are very weak in that, in fact, to be honest. Though we have so many ports, we are very, very weak in establishing a stabilized system of ship recycling and shipbuilding facilities. So that's one area which we are very interested in. And the others, we are already, I mean, my colleagues and the other speakers have already discussed about them, but these are the areas where we wanted to focus on developing that area, considering the employment opportunities and slightly more related to the port-related infrastructure. Not just ports, so the other activity that state has taken up with almost 3,500 crore investment is developing 9 fishing harbors, approximately 1 for every 100 kilometers, as you can see on the right side. So you'll approximately see 1 for every 100 kilometers, and most of them will accommodate around 1,000 to 1,015, 1,500 vessels. And we are now looking at an integrated fish processing cess, where we wanted to have the entire ecosystem come to that fishing harbor and then develop it as a fishing cess. So that's the idea of all 9 fishing harbors we are starting. We are in fact out with an expression of interest for Juveladina fishing harbor in Nellore district. So any interested parties, we would love to interact with them. So we are trying to build the entire ecosystem around one fishing harbor, right from catch till the processing part. And in fact, we are trying to explore opportunities for export and import opportunities from that locality. So that's all from my side, from AP Maritime Board. So like we said, we would love to interact with you in case any opportunities that you see fit. If they are already explained here, great. If not, we'll love to explore them also. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So in case if you wanted to interact with the authorities, we have our organizers from CII and EDB in the hall. Please reach out to us and they will help you. No wonder, sir. The state has bagged the Outstanding Contributor Award in Port-led Infrastructure Projects ET22, looking at the innovative ways of developing ports. And in fact, it's a double bonanza. While you have the largest producer of shrimps on one hand, and you also have the ports supporting the secondary processing exports. In any state, the newborns are generally introduced by their gender, but definitely not in these 2 states. They are introduced either as engineers or doctors. I'm sure you agree with me. Well, the most common one is engineer. The state of Andhra Pradesh produces maximum number of engineers, and 25% of IT workforce and Indians in the US are from Telugu-speaking community. A fact we all must be proud of course. Apart from such talented workforce, the state also has a well-integrated electronic manufacturing clusters with complete value chain. With 3.5 million phones produced every month, that translates to 1 phone per second, contributing to 10% of national electronics production and 5% of national electronics exports, the state of Andhra Pradesh is the best investment hub for IT and electronics. Electronics and IT sector, which continues to transform lives, businesses, and economies across the globe, continues to be the focus of the government of Andhra Pradesh too. To know more about the state's approach through these manufacturing clusters and its ambition to be the destination for IT and electronics, let's hear it from the man himself, Shri Saurabh Gaur IAS, Secretary IT, Electronics and Communications, Skill Development Training, for his presentation on the IT sector in Andhra Pradesh. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. You are as energetic as ever. Honorable Minister, IT, Electronics, Communication, Industries, and many other portfolios, Honorable Shri Gudiwara Amarnath ji, my colleagues on the dais, also the industry champions on the dais, and the champions of the dais, a very warm welcome to all of you on this leg of the roadshow for promotion of Global Investment Summit at Visakhapatnam. I represent the most important and dynamic sector, at least to my mind, that creates the maximum value in today's world, that's the electronics and IT sector. I can actually end my speech in 30 seconds by saying that we'll provide you as good incentives as you are provided in Hyderabad, in Telangana, or anywhere across the country. So that is our promise to you, that we'll do better than anybody has done anywhere else. But it is my bound duty to tell you about some of the salient features also about the plethora of policies that we have come out to support these very important sectors, which today are going to lead to almost $1 trillion digital economy for the country, and of which we aim to have a pie of between 15 to 20% of the country's digital economy would want to come to Andhra Pradesh. And I think we have the right kind of policies and instruments under the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister to take the state forward. Next. Okay. Yep. So quickly on the policy landscape, we have the IT and electronics policy, we have the electronics policy, which also now includes the semiconductor policy, and most importantly, the semiconductor design policy also. This part of the country, Hyderabad has a semiconductor lab, defense lab, GATEC, which is a gallium arsenide lab. Similarly, it has FABC as a chip design incubator also. So I would want to invite companies that are working with GATEC and the companies and the startups that are incubated in the FABC incubator, the chip design incubator, to come and be a part of Andhra Pradesh. We have our own Indian Institute of Design Technologies, and we have a very good design ecosystem in Visakhapatnam as well as in Tirupati, where there are lots of institutes of eminence also. Similarly, we are coming out with our data center and cloud policy also. Visakhapatnam is going to be one of the termination points for undersea cables. In any case, Visakhapatnam, with its cool climes in the higher areas and adequate power availability, is ideally suited. And as we look at a 2 gigawatt data center capacity getting built up in the country by 2027, 2028, from 700 megawatt today, we would want Visakhapatnam and also other places, tier 2, tier 3 cities, to have at least 200 to 300 megawatt of data centers coming to Andhra Pradesh, and we have the right set of policies to support that also. Similarly, we have a cloud-first approach. So all of the government is now moving to cloud, in the sense that today we have some representation from the cloud companies also here. We would like to invite them and set up the hyperscalers and other cloud delivery services companies to come and offer their services, so that all the applications that we are running in the state data center, we are migrating it to a cloud environment with its own efficiencies and the fact that we are able to scale up much faster. Similarly, in the emerging technology space also, We have a significant, we are actually among the biggest states in providing drone-based services. Today there is a very big project of survey of lands, the Bhu-Hakku program that is happening for surveying all the land parcels in Andhra Pradesh through drone-based imagery and then mapping it, which will be a huge benefit to the people. Similarly, in agriculture services, in in health sector, in logistics, drones are playing a very important role, and Andhra Pradesh has a drone policy to support that. On the startup innovation, so while Hyderabad has T-Hub, Andhra Pradesh, we have the Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, which acts as a network for 30 odd incubators that are there in the state of Andhra Pradesh. All the incubators in the IITs, NIT, triple ITs, JNTUs, and so on and so forth. We have brought all of them together and brought them on a single platform where we ensure resource sharing, we ensure that the labs are made available to startups. So whether you are in Hyderabad and you are traveling to, say, a Nellore or a Ongole or a Kurnool or Anantapur or wherever, not to forget Visakhapatnam, Tirupati, Vijayawada, Guntur, there is some incubator or other there, and you will be able to book space and do prototyping or whatever your requirements are, you will be able to fulfill that. So all of these policies have in their content, there are certain fiscal incentives that are made available. There is a land allotment policy also, depending on the nature of the industry, depending on the requirements that they might have, and all the internal and external development of infrastructure that has to happen, including the ready-built factory sheds. My colleague earlier also alluded to that in IT sector and in electronics manufacturing sector, we have the IT parks and the electronics manufacturing clusters. In fact, Government of Andhra Pradesh or Andhra Pradesh as a state has been given the maximum number of clusters in partnership with Government of India. There are 4 electronic manufacturing clusters, and I'll briefly touch upon them also. In the IT sector, so these are the companies that are already there in the state. We have Tirupati and Visakhapatnam as 2 key IT spaces that are available. I would very much encourage the companies here, and I believe a large number of IT companies are present here, to catch this bandwagon early on. This is the time to be in Visakhapatnam. Things are really, today in fact, there is a situation where we are running out of all the built up space. So we are now finding out new spaces, working very deeply with the IT Association of Andhra Pradesh, with STPI. We have STPI represented here from Hyderabad also. We have very strong chapters of STPI. We are coming out with tier 2, tier 3 centers for next generation incubation in partnership with STPI also. So I would want you to urge you to look at these 2 places, especially apart from the other tier 2, tier 3 centers that we have. I'll not go much into the IT incentives. There are quite a few in terms of employment incentives, work from incentives, power tariff subsidies, transport subsidies. But IT people are looking for essentially the ecosystem and the hygiene factors. And we are also very conscious of ensuring that, for example, in Visakhapatnam, in the 7 Hills space, in Madurwada, in Kapulpada, now in Bhogapuram, where the new airport is going to come up, beautiful land parcels have been made available, which are earmarked and dedicated for IT development. The IT parks, there's one in Bhogapuram that is proposed. It is getting earmarked. So another 3 years from now, when the airport takes full shape, I am sure that this will be as good a IT cluster over a period of next 5 to 6 years as anywhere else in the country. And that is the opportunity that I would seriously urge you to look at. Similarly, we have in Tirupati also, one of the locations that has been proposed is Pallam. This is 35 kilometers from Tirupati, from the Tirupati International Airport, Tirupati Airport. It is less than 10 kilometers from IIT Tirupati and IISR. In fact, it is 5 kilometers from those places. And this also gives an opportunity of a great ecosystem going forward. Similarly, within Tuda also, wherever new townships are coming up, we are earmarking spaces for IT and digital economy oriented development. And this is a space which is right in the, almost in the heart of the town, where a 25-acre space has been earmarked out of 100 acres for IT oriented towers and development. Similarly, in, on the border of Andhra and Karnataka, and across, on the national highway as one comes from Bangalore, in Teklodu and in Kapalbanda, these two places, we have IT parks as well as drone parks also proposed, where we'll have the developed land parcels as also developed spaces made available, and also common facility centers, especially for drones, for their testing, for the labs, for the ESD, EMC requirements, and so on and so forth. In the electronic sector, again, we have all these big companies that are there. Note here, my colleague talked about Andhra Pradesh producing one mobile phone every second. Andhra Pradesh is also the state that has the first display manufacturing plant in the country, which is TCL. You have heard of the TCL television company. It also has a display assembly from a pure cell to a display screen for the CCTV cameras, to your laptops, to the mobile phones. POTPL, which is a panel opto display, it produces almost 2 million plus screens every month and is a supplier to all the major players. So that is the first of its plant is in Tirupati. Similarly, the first battery manufacturing plant, and I would rather say the cell manufacturing plant. So it is not just lithium-ion batteries, cells getting assembled into batteries, but cells getting manufactured. The first plant of its kind in India is in Tirupati in Munot. That is the Munot lithium-ion battery manufacturing plant. Similarly, there are many other firsts to the credit of Andhra Pradesh. My colleague talked about the solar cell manufacturing plant also. That is going to come up near Ramayapatnam. We have the biggest medtech zone in the country also, Andhra medtech zone near RANL, the Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited in Anakapalli district, or not very far from Visakhapatnam airport. So these are all the companies that are already there. So we moved beyond assembly of mobile phones to the bill of material, whether it is the camera modules or the printed circuit board assemblies or the displays or the components, cables, connectors, so on and so forth. So a lot of ancillarization is happening, as you would expect in other sectors like auto. In electronics also, lots of supporting units are coming up, and I think that is a great opportunity. There are companies coming from abroad, across the border, which are looking at tying up. Recently, if you would have heard, Government of India has also said that companies that are coming from a particular geography, they have to tie up with Indian companies to be able to set up their operations. And that is where there is a huge opportunity to forge relationships, get the technologies transferred, and run your own successful businesses. Again, on the electronics cluster also, electronics manufacturing clusters also, we have lots of subsidies available. There is stamp duty exemption, capital subsidy, power subsidy, and tax subsidies. On top of that, there is production and incentive scheme also. The PLI scheme that has become a mantra for manufacturing in 14 sectors across the country now, starting with mobile phones. So Andhra Pradesh in the EMC at Koparthi gives PLI scheme for any and every electronic manufacturing, from CCTV cameras to smart meters, from optical fiber cables to the power cables. Anything that you want to do in Tirupati, in Koparthi, I'm sorry, we are offering production and incentive scheme also. And this is also located 4 or 5 kilometers from the Koparthi airport. So these are the electronic manufacturing clusters. This is the one at Tirupati. This is the one, so these are the plots that are there in Tirupati and the companies which are already there. This is the one, there are 2 clusters in Tirupati. This is the second cluster. There is 110 acres of land available here, ranging from 72 lakhs per acre going up to 1.4 crores and something like that. These are the companies which are already there. Again, a very big television manufacturing hub also, CCTV manufacturing hub also, other consumer electronics, and not to forget the mobile phones. This is the Koparthi cluster at Kadapa, the new cluster that has been sanctioned. This was the first cluster to be sanctioned by Government of India to any state, and it was given to Andhra Pradesh because it had the experience of running 3 very successful clusters earlier, 2 at Tirupati and 1 at Sri City. So the 4th cluster was given to Andhra Pradesh. 50% partnership between state government and central government. And this is where again a big CCTV manufacturing plant is coming up. We'll soon have television manufacturing also happening there. And then going on to smart meters, to optical fiber cables and so on and so forth. Then this is the 3-city EMC. This is a much bigger ecosystem, a multi-project system where there is an electronics cluster also. This is the newest electronic manufacturing cluster industrial park. We are looking at Kosalanagaram, which is right on the border of Andhra and Tamil Nadu, which is around 40 kilometers from Chennai airport. So it has benefits from Chennai, from Krishnapatnam, and also the airport and the seaport facilities. Again, pristine land available for a large-scale electronic manufacturing facility to come up. The agency to promote all of this, apart from the APIIC, that is the Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, and the Economic Development Board, APITA ne Sanstha undi andi. The representatives from APITA are also here. We'll be happy to interact with you post this session and give you further details into this. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm not covering the other policies, but which are also on similar lines, and we look forward to your participation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for such passionate and energetic presentation, and also giving an assurance that you will provide everything that the city of Hyderabad provides. And with your kind permission, sir, may I add that we also provide an opportunity to sit on the beach and work and write your code, which Hyderabad definitely can never ever provide. Yeah? So welcome to the city of destiny, Visakhapatnam. Now, apart from being #1 in horticulture, the state is also among the largest producer of cotton. The state right now is focusing on further enhancing the ginning, spinning, and other processing units. With raw materials easily accessible and processing units being the focus of the government, the state is going to be the best ideal location for investments in textiles and apparels. To further understand the opportunities and ecosystem in detail, let me welcome Shrimati K. Sunita IAS, Principal Secretary, Handlooms and Textiles, for her presentation on the handlooms and textile sector in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Let's all welcome her with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Rajiv. Respected Minister for Industries, Gudivada Amarnath Garu, all the distinguished guests on the dais, and all the distinguished guests who have come to see this session here. I represent, like my colleague was saying about the beach and then the dynamic sector, I represent the most exquisitely beautiful sector, the handlooms, the textiles, and the handicrafts of Andhra Pradesh. Textiles is the second largest employer in the India after agriculture, and we also have 95% of the handlooms in the world. I mean, that's the kind of handloom sector we generate in India. And we contribute to about 18.21% of the manufacturing sector, 11.4% of the export sector, and for every 1 crore which is invested, while a normal industry would create about 12 jobs, the textile 30 jobs, the garmenting provides around 70 jobs. So this is very important for us. And in the next 5 years, Indian exports are supposed to reach $100 billion. So I think the textile sector should now really start looking at this sector more seriously. In Andhra, we have around 10 textile eco parks. Their locations are given there. 6 of them are from the government side, 4 of them are from the private sector. We have specific amounts of areas still left in Brandix, around 400 acres, Maas 740 acres, Tarakeshwar 30 acres, Mailavaram 18 acres. And we also intend to start the Adoni one, which is very near Telangana in Kurnool. Our marquee investors are Mohan Spintex in home textiles, Thore in technical textiles, TJ in wellnut product, medical textiles, Unicharm, Precot, and apparel we have Brandix, Shahi, Texport, Volta. Integrated textiles we have Aditya and Loyal. And yarn, I'm sure persons who are dealing in yarn do know it. Most of the cotton used to come from Telangana, go to Andhra, get milled there, and then come back. So today I know Telangana has started a lot of yarn textile units, but Andhra is still leading in that sector. We have around 35 varieties of handlooms and 1,77,000 weavers. 482 primary cooperative societies, and we have around 14 GI tagged handlooms and handicrafts. 6 are handlooms in that. Most famous ones are Mangalgiri, Uppada, Dharmavaram, Kalahasti, Sri Kalahasti, Venkatagiri, Pedana Kalamkari, and so on and so forth. Now, what is the things we offer you? I know cotton is produced more in Telangana, but we also have a fair amount of cotton. We are the 6th largest producer. In terms of silk, we are the 2nd largest producer. Jute, we are the 7th largest producer. And our existing infrastructure includes around 2,404 acres of land and 7,337 plots. We have around 1118 private parks, government owned is 18 acres, and APIC is 14,184 parks. We have also collaborated with National Institute of Design, National Institute of Fashion Technology, then IIHT, Indian Institute of Handloom Technology. We have a lot of training and skill development centers, and we have a lot of Jagane housing colonies. Now, this is a huge housing colony layout which has been done by our Chief Minister. He has, we have around 53 layouts which have more than 2,000 houses. So if you're looking, since the core problem in textiles is generally the presence of labor, workers, the Jagane housing colonies for garments would be a real good choice. We also have putting a lot of emphasis on the MSMEs. And in terms of minimum wages, ours is the lowest compared to Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, West Bengal, Maharashtra. A lot of people are saying that Madhya Pradesh today is offering a lot of incentives in textiles. People are running there. But I feel that compared to Andhra's advantages, in terms of other economies of scale, power, etc., we definitely stand a better chance for investors. The opportunities are in the integrated greening of textile industry, mega cluster development, and the walk to work in the Jagane colonies, which I was talking about earlier. We also want to increase our export sector from 417 million in the 33.3 billion export sector to much higher amounts. And it is possible because of all the ports we have there. 1/3 of our agriculture is covered by organic agriculture. So for people who want to have this organic cotton to fabric kind of thing, because I know the West is asking a lot, there's a lot of demand for organic clothes and textiles in the West, and it is possible. People like Mohan Spintex and other people are already supplying this at a premium price, and this is possible in Andhra because we have a lot of organic cotton growing there. We also have a lot of scope for ethnic fusion. You could have you can have the Iskupalli fabrics or the Kalamkari lace with Kalamkari fabrics with the crochet lace, or you can have the Dupion silk furnishings. Recently in the Germany ambient fair, we got an order for a Kalamkari and lace things. So these are really happening places, things in the Western world. The opportunities, my colleagues have already told you, but I just will add a little more. We have 15 technical textiles present in our place. We have 3 industrial corridors. We have availability of manpower amongst the lowest, and we have faster container disposal for people who have had the occasion to send your goods to Mumbai or to Krishnapatnam. You would notice that the container disposal is very much faster on the eastern coast and especially in Andhra. Then it's also the gateway to Southeast Asia, and there's a lot of garments going to exported to Japan. So it's easier to set up your next unit in Andhra near the coast, and then you can do it. And all of us are used to a certain cosmopolitan nature of cities and a lifestyle where we have the best schools, hospitals, social life. And Andhra, in terms not only of just offering it within its fold, it also offers it outside its fold. In terms of, in Vizag, you have this cosmopolitan culture, but you can also start something around Nellore and Chittoor and then stay in Chennai, which is what Sri City is about. So all the Sri City employees stay in Chennai and then, go up and down. in again Anantapur and Karnool, you have people who reach Andhra borders within 1.5 or the Bangalore airport, whereas I'm sure they can't do that from their own Bangalore airport to their own textile parks. So you can have anything around that area or this area or Vizag or Vijayawada, and you still have the access to your own comfortable social life, cosmopolitan life. And in terms of the existing infrastructure, I just want to showcase two things. One is Brandix. It's a 1,000-acre textile park and 400 acres are available. They have an STP, connectivity to Gangavaram port, water, power, everything. And it's a very beautiful complex. I mean, this is, I've seen a lot of textile parks, but none as beautiful as Brandix. For those who are interested in this sector, it's a must-see stop. It's green, it's got everything there, and it is done in collaboration with the Sri Lankan government. The other one is the Mask Fabric Park in Chilakur. This has around 740 acres available. Some of them is in the SEZ area, and we have water supply and direct access to Krishnapatnam port, CTP, and including the marine discharge and other things there. The testimony for our speedy execution is Torre. Now, Torre is $150 million company. Its site area is 110 acres, and they give employment to around 530 employees. Now, they started their submission of draft DPR on 2017, 1st August, and by the time they went into commercial production, it was February 2020. The landmarks are all given there for people who are interested. This is to, again, emphasize that what my colleagues have said, we stand first in EODB, ease of doing business, not once, not twice, but thrice. And for those who thought that Andhra's chapter was over after bifurcation, it was only Hyderabad that flourished. Just a small example to say textiles didn't. Out of the 18,507 MSME units we have, 14,974 units were started after bifurcation after 2014, and all of them are flourishing. We are having a lot of abundant raw materials like what I've already spoken about, economies of scale. Our GSDP is growing at the rate of 11.4%. We have 3 industrial corridors, logistic hub, ports, and logistic connectivity, power, water, everything. And for those Telangana investors who want to stretch out, just to say this, that when I went in 2016 after bifurcation to Andhra, I was very surprised to stay in a villa which was owned by a Telangana investor from here. That was in the Malaysian township in Mangalgiri. My owner, who was again a real estate owner from Hyderabad, also invested in real estate in Mangalgiri. A lot of investments which have gone before, and for those of the older generation, they know that you used to send your children to Guntur for the doctors and for the engineers, the only 2 sectors which Telugu-speaking people recognize. So they used to send them to this Guntur tutorials where they used to be trained before this Narayana Chaitanya came. So there was always this connect. Your cotton would go to the spinning mills, your children would come there, Andhra investors would come to Telangana and would invest here. This organic relationship, I think, should thrive. Hyderabad is choking. I came late. One of the reasons was that traffic, and the other one was I had to move from Anantapur, and I didn't want to miss this opportunity of meeting the investors here and representing the beautiful and amazing, beautiful Andhra Pradesh that we have. So I request all of you all to think of the future, not in terms of just Hyderabad and cluttering it up more, but in terms of making the other states also grow abundantly, and then we have a beautiful and more vibrant India. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. If in case you wanted to have a B2G conversation with the officers, please reach out to our organizers from CAI and Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board. They will support you. And all these presentations are available on www.advantagep.in under the tab Resources. Our Chief Minister, Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy garu spoke about decarbonized economy in Davos last year. He emphasized the need for the economy, manufacturing, and the entire supply chain to migrate from fossil fuels to clean and green energies. In continuation to that call, the state of Andhra Pradesh is now home to the largest pumped hydro storage power plant of 5.3 gigawatt capacity and has further identified 20 plus locations. thanks to the supportive topography of the state. Apart from this, right now, 33% of our energy needs are met by wind and solar put together. Measures are also in place with a lot of focus on green hydrogen projects as well. As part of our focus towards decarbonized economy, our state is actively working towards clean mobility solutions too. There are measures in place where all the 4 smart cities will soon have their entire last mile mobility, both passenger and goods, through electric vehicles. NETCAP, the nodal agency for implementation of EV policy, has already declared to provide 1 lakh electric two-wheelers to the government employees. And there are plans underway to convert 10,000 buses of our RTC fleet to electric. We clearly understand the facilitation and catalyst role to be played by the government, and hence we are leaving no stone unturned in creating the needed demand locally so that the companies can turn profitable as early as possible. Not to forget that the state is already home to some of the best names such as Kia, Isuzu and Hero, and very recently an electric bus manufacturing company called Causes E-Mobility also has begun its operations in the state. To further take us deep into various other opportunities exist in this field, let me welcome Dr. M. Kamalakar Babu Garu, Officer on Special Duty for Renewable Energy Promotion, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Kamalakar Garu? Okay. Yeah, he's coming. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Respected Honorable Minister for Industry and Commerce, Sri Gudwada Amarnath Garu, and dignitaries on the dais, and dignitaries and also business leaders of the dais. Today, we would like to have a very important aspect, as already Mr. Rajiv told, that renewable energy in Andhra Pradesh, the great potential for the renewable energy that is going to take place now, right now. So India and global developments. So if you see that developed and developing countries are having much renewable energy in their economy to develop a sustainable development and sustainable economy. And therefore, India has committed recently in the COP 22 that 500 gigawatts of non-fossil fuel at the same time by net zero emission by 2017. That means the emissions that is created and the emissions that is balanced becomes a net zero. And thirdly, India has a floated idea of one sun, one grid, one world, WOSOGO at the International Solar Alliance. Now this is a mega plan, trans-state, inter-country, state, international state, that has been transformed into a global manner in the electricity that has been transmitted from state to state, nation to nation in a phased manner. Now that the landscape of renewable energy in Andhra Pradesh, if you have seen, Andhra Pradesh is very much blessed and embedded with a renewable energy source. That means so far the installed capacity, both wind and solar together, it would be nearly, that means 9 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity. Now is meeting, that means 4.1 gigawatts of wind power and 4.4 gigawatts of solar power. Now 36% of the renewable energy is making entire energy production in the Andhra Pradesh state. That means we have a potential of solar potential of 39 gigawatts. This is estimated by the National Institute of Solar Energy, and 44 gigawatts of wind potential estimated by the National Institute of Wind Energy. And there is a pumped hydro storage project, and there is a survey has been taken place that 29 probable locations amounting to 240 megawatts of capacity is also there in the place for in the pumped hydro storage locations. Now we have techno-commercial feasibility reports are also nearly what you call already prepared. Now this is how the Honorable CM Garu, Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, has what you call planned under his dynamic leadership, has planned a very good what you call in the present scenario of the both global and Indian scenario of the renewable energy. Therefore, now he is switched on to the directions to the pumped hydro storage, that is round the clock production of energy. At the same time, there is a green ammonia production. So in forthcoming, we will see that thing. So Andhra Pradesh has a potential hub of green hydrogen. We might be knowing that is what is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a very active molecule that has got a different shapes, different based on the based on the energy used. Say for example, pink energy when used, this is from power, and the gray energy from the methanol, and yellow energy that is from the electricity grid, and gray energy. All these energies are met from the hydrogen molecule only. But because now the green energy and also green hydrogen and green ammonia, green hydrogen is the game changer for the economic development of both global side and Indian side, country side, and also in Andhra Pradesh. That is the reason why the government have taken this much of very much steps to develop the green hydrogen projects in the coming years in the Andhra Pradesh, state of Andhra Pradesh. So well positioned, robust green hydrogen ecosystem there in the supply of green electricity. At the same time, home demand for centers for producers because green hydrogen is being utilized. So many companies, so many products are being prepared from from ports and also aviation technology, refineries, steels, cement, and pharmaceuticals. This green hydrogen is being used because the hydrogen that is supplied, that is produced from the renewable energy is a green energy, which would definitely be a decarbonization of the one side of the economy. Therefore, whenever the decarbonization occurs, automatically the globalization and the power will be increases, the economic development will be increased. At the same time, you might be kindly aware that the COP2 2022 summit, that means the temperature should not exceed 1.2. Suppose if we adhere this using of this green hydrogen, will definitely be happening this situation. Now the existing demand for hydrogen in the present Andhra Pradesh would be nearly 10% of the national demand. That means 5 million metric tons per annum. Strategically located because the coastal districts are there, and the coastal line for port market, everything. So therefore, a coastal line 974 kilometers is creating a very good ecosystem for these ports also. Announced recently, Honorable CM and Government of Andhra Pradesh, under dynamic leadership of Honorable CM, Government have announced this development of world-class hydrogen manufacturing unit ecosystem at Visakhapatnam in collaboration with the NTPC. Now, Andhra Pradesh grid infrastructure, because the entire renewable energy that is so far now we have 10,000 megawatts. So to absorb those things and coming to the 8,000 megawatts in future, to absorb those things, we have a very good transmission system is prevailing over here. Because we have a 400 kV network in one of the earliest adopters of the 400 kV, and also MNRE approved for the 8 gigawatts of renewable energy power produced in the Kurnool and Anantapur. And also renewable energy zones are also have been prepared by the 51 gigawatts. That means nearly 28% of the national capacity would be catered by the government of Andhra Pradesh alone. Then that was 8 states were selected, under which second state was Andhra Pradesh, in which there would be nearly 51 gigawatts of RE power energy zones have been created. Then substations near airports like 765 kV substations is coming up in Ramayanapatnam port, and 400 kV stations each at Achutapuram and Kakinada is also coming in near future. Therefore, the offtake of all things, renewable energy, the green hydrogen, green ammonia, would be easy for the state of Andhra Pradesh and for investors for Andhra Pradesh for getting into the different parts of the country and also different parts of the globe. coming to the RE export policy. Therefore, the government have taken into consideration in line with the global lines and also the Indian lines, it has taken a RE export policy because there would be definitely Andhra Pradesh, this export policy speaks about the uncultivable land. There is because the solar projects and the wind projects mainly blessed with the Rayalaseema region only. Therefore, explicitly these areas have been blessed with much more wind capacity, wind power density, and much more radiation. Therefore, and then this export policy has been created by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Extra power that is being there is exported to the countries, states, interstates, outside the state. That policy has also been formulated and also is in lines with the global and also Indian government of India models they have created. And to have, in order to have this thing, we are creating easy, friendly, eco-friendly and also renewable energy friendly to the investors. That means we are leasing amount, that means 31 acres, 31,000 per acre per annum, because this will be created, already given to the developers, and there should not be change of ownership, because once it is being allotted to the developer, that will be the developer only. Only thing is you have to pay this lease amount as a specified manner. At the same time, whatever the policies, industrial policy, and whatever the manufacturing policy intentions are there, that is being extended by the industries department. Therefore, all the RE equipment here are exempted from the payment of electricity duty. And then, moreover, almost all one desk, all the industries department, and renewable energy department is giving a one go within 21 days, because it is being cleared in one desk portal. Then in our export policy, in line with the government of Andhra Pradesh have created this policy that there are 7 locations have been identified, under which 17,800 megawatts are being prepared and lines also be prepared. Andhra Pradesh pumped storage, same thing, because round the clock power have to takes place. Therefore, the Andhra Pradesh has given a Andhra Pradesh pumped storage power promotion policy 2022, in which this is notified as a mega industry. Whatever the mega industry get all the provisions, all the subsidies, all the incentives will be given by the industries department in a single desk projects. At the same time, this is being NetCap is identifying because it is costly projects. NetCap itself is identifying this sites, or else the developer, because it is the amount of investment is higher. Therefore, the investors also can also be identify these projects, which could be give round the clock power to the industries, whatever industry it may be. Advantage of Andhra Pradesh. Now coming to, because untapped energy potential is there. Therefore, the untapped energy potential is available in both the solar, wind, and also this ammonia, green ammonia, this hydrogen, everything. Untapped things are available. Therefore, it would be definitely been a good prosperity for the untapped potential. Availability of good potential sites for the promotion of pumped storage, because already we have identified 29 locations amounting to 32,000 megawatts. Now, therefore, that could be also be taken into the consideration. Therefore, it could be have a round-the-clock power supply to the industries. Government of India has already planned for create a transmission infrastructure potential zones, because since the renewable energy have to be prepared, PSPs, pumped storage projects, and also green ammonia, green hydrogen, there should be a dedicated RE line should be there, RE transmission should be there. Then the government of India have created this RE zone separately for having all these things. And excellent facilities available in ports and exports green policy. Then AP is well positioned for marketing India's sustainable economic development journey. Now, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Government of Andhra Pradesh is providing conducive business environment in the state for potential investors in RE sector. So I will welcome all the leaders, RE leaders here to come, and because the present scenario is a decarbonization and round-the-clock power, renewable energy power. reliable power supply. That means PSP will give a renewable energy power supply, and energy storage will be a reliable power supply. At the same time, this green hydrogen, green ammonia is also future economic game changer for the years to come. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we have midst of us Shri Dasari Balaya IAS Garu, Indian Foreign Service, Regional Passport Officer and Head of Ministry of External Affairs, Branch Secretariat, Hyderabad. We welcome him to give a special address on the state of Andhra Pradesh in line with the Industry Summit. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good morning, Honorable Minister Garu and all the dignitaries on the dais and the dignitaries on in the audience. I am Dasari Balaya, basically Regional Passport Officer of Telangana region and the head of the Branch Secretariat, which covers both the jurisdictions of Andhra and Telangana. Even though my jurisdiction regarding passports is Telangana, I do receive so many applications from Andhra Pradesh because most of them have their residences here and the border districts of Andhra and Telangana, they do come to me and we more than happily attend to them. Because post-COVID related travel restrictions, world is opened up and the Telugu people who are basically very enterprising and all, they are exploring so many opportunities across the globe and we are rising to the occasion and serving the people, whoever approaches to the best of our abilities. And regarding the branch secretariat, Ministry of External Affairs branch secretariat, with the jurisdiction of both the Telugu-speaking states, we facilitate the diplomatic relations for the two states of Andhra and Telangana with the rest of the globe. And as the industry summit is happening very nice way, and I've seen the young team, they have been working very hard over a period of time. They had their leg of their journey, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi and all. And we keenly observe that how that young state is going ahead and achieving great strides. And I request all the industrialists and industry federations and their representatives to take this best opportunities available in the new state Andhra Pradesh and see that the Andhra Pradesh also grows in a big way in this coming days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we have midst of us an entrepreneur by himself, Shri Ravichandra Reddy Garu, Chairman APTPC, to give us a special address. Let's all welcome him, please.
Honorable Minister on stage, Sri Gudiwadi Amarnath Garu, respected Madam Srimati Srijana Garu, Sunita Garu, Shekhar Reddy Garu, and Dasari Balaya Garu, and Jagan Mohan Garu, and all other dignitaries on stage and in front of stage, all distinguished guests, investors, and industries owners, and media friends. We welcome to Andhra Pradesh on the occasion of Industrial Summit going to held on March 3rd and 4th. Our slogan is,
as the Honorable Finance Minister enters the hall, let's all welcome him with a big round of applause. I request Shri Shekhar Reddy Garu to welcome him with a bouquet.
So we heartily welcome to our Finance Minister, Bogan Rajendranath Reddy Garu, to the dais. And now, our Industrial Summit slogan is, where abundance meets prosperity. And advantage Andhra Pradesh. For all industrialists, Andhra Pradesh government is assuring about the advantage and benefit to invest in Andhra Pradesh, giving a welcome to Andhra Pradesh, that the enormous opportunities in Andhra Pradesh, sectorial wise, agri-rich, aqua-rich Andhra Pradesh, and granite to bauxite, 48 minerals are there in Andhra Pradesh. Totally well-connected Andhra Pradesh with all types of transport. A longest coastal corridor in Andhra Pradesh, 950 kilometers, well-connected with national highway and state highways. 6 airports, 6 ports, and many more advantageous things are there in Andhra Pradesh. Moreover, tourism is a fantastic thing in Andhra Pradesh. So mango to banana, export region, pulp orientation, and aqua facilities and mineral rich to medtech zone. Every sector is blessed in Andhra Pradesh. So we humbly request, visit Andhra Pradesh to find the opportunities what Andhra Pradesh is having. These days, every state is showcasing themselves with industrial summits. You can question that why Andhra Pradesh? Andhra Pradesh is having a very good dynamic government under the able leadership of Vice Jagan Mohan Reddy garu. Industrial friendly, no hype is there in Andhra Pradesh, no false propaganda is there in Andhra Pradesh. What the certainly we can do, that only we have to spell. The instructions is given by government and Honorable CM that we are giving the enormous opportunities by providing in various zones in Kakinada, in Vizag, in Sri City, in Nellore district, in Kadapa district, Kopparthi. So several areas has been connected, not only in one place. After losing Hyderabad, we are not lost our heart. We are having the biggest city after Hyderabad. Vizag is furnished very well. Now we are coming with Bhogapuram airport. Now Vijayanagaram and Vizag is going to happen as twin cities. Under government, I had privilege to travel Germany along with Srijanagar with a delegation. We have observed that in Hamburg, one particular city of Hamburg can rule the revenue of Germany. Why not Vizag? We are having enormous opportunities and number of ports. And these ports and exports, these port cities will develop and decide the fate of Andhra Pradesh in revenue further. So, not only in one sector, in all sectors, handloom to small scale industries, particularly MSMEs, thousands of MSME units are coming up every year. So, time and again, every year, government of Andhra Pradesh is delivering the incentives what they have been assured, not only to MSME sectors, all industrial sectors. So we humbly request, come over to Andhra Pradesh, come to attend March 3rd and 4th to Industrial Summit. One thing is last, I want to say, Andhra Pradesh ante gurtoche Sankranti Pandaga. Sankranti Pandagala ప్రతిరోజు ఉండే విధంగా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ఇండస్ట్రియలిస్ట్కి ఒక వాతావరణాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసి ఆ విధంగా ప్రోగ్రెస్ అయ్యే విధంగా మా గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి వైఎస్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు చూసుకుంటారని చెప్పదలుచుకున్నా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you very much, sir. If a picture speaks 1,000 words, what would a navy do? So now we have the Advantage Andhra Pradesh audio-visual for you, where we try to cover all the sectors of focus for the Global Investor Summit that's happening on 3rd and 4th of March at Visakhapatnam. The AV, please.
India's gateway to Southeast Asia. 974-kilometer long coastline. Robust industrial infrastructure. 3 industrial corridors, 6 ports, 6 airports, diverse industrial base, industry-ready skilled workforce, plug-and-play facilities for industries. Number 1 in ease of doing business based on 100% perception survey for the last 2 editions. Advantage Andhra Pradesh, where abundance meets prosperity. A new era has begun in Andhra Pradesh, an era of innumerable opportunities and immense possibilities. Dedicated efforts of the visionary Chief Minister, Honorable Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, has carved a new identity for the state by measuring up to all parameters of development, trade and investment.
The performance stands testimony to our belief that right infrastructure and enabling policies, these two are very, very important.
Andhra Pradesh is powering its development through the available land, water, forest and mineral resources. The state is a logistics marvel on the eastern coast with a coastline of 974 kilometers, which is the second longest in India, thus making it a gateway to Southeast Asia. The state has retained its top position in the ease of doing business for the last few years. Quality power and water availability, a conducive business environment, low cost of doing business, vendor base and supply chain linkages, and proximity to R&D hubs and markets give Andhra Pradesh a 360-degree advantage in every sector. Powering the story of growth through the focus sectors, the state registered the highest GSDP growth rate of 11.43% during the 2021-2022 fiscal year, higher than the country's GDP growth rate. The government of Andhra Pradesh is transforming the state into a model state with a strong reform agenda. The government has identified 13 focus sectors for attracting sector-specific investment opportunities, abounding with advantages. These are core sectors the state government is focusing on. Andhra Pradesh is at the forefront of developing industrial infrastructure. The state has an abundant land bank of approximately 46,000 acres of industrial development, with industrial zoning as the key focus area to provide a risk-free, investment-friendly environment. A big credit for immense success in every field goes to plug-and-play model and industrial hubs. This includes YSR Jagane Mega Industrial Hub, YSR Electronic Manufacturing Cluster, Industrial Corridors, PCPIR and Beach IT model. With 6 airports, the state has the largest number of operational airports. Air freight traffic is increasing impressively year after year. State-of-the-art cargo handling facilities are available at major airports. Taking benefit of the strategic location of the state, the goal is to establish AP as a strategic air cargo hub. The state is taking special steps to handle double the ship traffic and cargo in the next 5 years. The port capacity of the state has increased by 75%. Direct calls with Southeast Asian economies also reduce transit time. The state has plans to develop a port or fishing harbour every 50 kilometers along its coast to generate employment and spur economic growth. Another feather in its cap is multiple industrial corridors. Andhra Pradesh is the only state to have 3 industrial corridors for accelerated development across the state. Visakhapatnam-Chennai Industrial Corridor, Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor, Hyderabad-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor. Steadily working towards its mission of decarbonized economy, the state houses 4 solar parks of the Government of India. It is also home to the world's largest integrated renewable energy storage project. Implementing the future of mobility, vehicles to grid philosophy, 80,000 acres of land has been identified for solar, wind and solar wind hybrid projects.
What we see today would stand out for the future of this country. In fact, what Andhra Pradesh today is showcasing will be the triggering point for this entire country to follow in the days to come, when the usage of fossil fuels would take a backseat and renewable energy would take a front row seat.
Due to the state government's visionary approach, the state is geared up to meet the demand for electric vehicles in the world. India is one of the few countries in the world that supports the global EV 30 at 30 campaign. And the state will play an important role in India's successful contribution. The state exports auto components and electronics to more than 30 countries. Automobile clusters, 21 auto nagars, proximity to consumption centers and focus on EV public transportation have made Andhra Pradesh the automobile hub of the country. The pharma sector has also benefited from the state's industry-centric policies. The next phase of development in pharma is focused on collaborations exploring bulk drugs, including medical device technology, biosimilars, gene therapy and specialty drugs. Andhra Pradesh is the only state in South India selected by Government of India to establish a bulk drug park. Andhra Pradesh's excellence in the electronics and IT sector is well known. The state has emerged as one of the fastest growing global manufacturing hotspots. With its strong ESDM ecosystem across the value chain, it accounts for 10% of national electronic production. It has the distinction of being the only state in India with 4 dedicated electronics manufacturing clusters. More than 3.5 million mobile phones are manufactured here every month. 60% of the state's population is associated with agriculture and agribusiness. The state ranks first in terms of the total value of trade on the national agricultural market. It is the largest producer of shrimps in India. Andhra Pradesh is one of the 4 states in the country to have a 640 square kilometer petroleum, chemicals and petrochemicals investment region, PCPIR, recognized by the Government of India. The state is committed to becoming the chosen investment destination in India in aerospace and defense manufacturing. Andhra Pradesh is working on creating a transformational and affordable model for healthcare in the state. Andhra Pradesh MedTech Zone has the distinction of being India's first manufacturing hub for medical devices. The MSME sector manufactures a variety of products in sectors such as agri and food processing, automotives, textiles, construction materials and others. To encourage the sector, the state is giving preferential market access to MSMEs in all government procurement. The state is committed to quality education and skill development as a focus sector, with multiple initiatives in place. The state is focusing on creating a world-class industry-ready workforce. Andhra Pradesh is committed to promoting green textile to achieve sustainable long-term goals in the textile sector. The exquisite handloom and crafts industry of the state has its own special identity. Due to the dedicated efforts of the state government, the works of the weavers and craftsmen here have become popular all over the world. Andhra Pradesh is one of the preferred tourism destinations in India. The state government provides multiple opportunities for developing tourism projects and related services to cater to the state's vast potential and avenues. The growth story of Andhra Pradesh speaks volumes about the dedicated efforts and commitment of the Honorable Chief Minister to take the state to new heights.
Like-minded companies from all over the globe to come over to set up their shop in India, and especially in Andhra Pradesh.
Come, join us on this exciting journey of technological innovations, profitable business and sustainable development. Advantage Andhra Pradesh, where abundance meets prosperity.
There is nothing like to hear directly from the horse's mouth on how the state and its industry-friendly policies have been encouraging the investors and entrepreneurs to consider Andhra Pradesh as the state of destination for investments. And in this context, let me welcome Shri DVS Narayana Raj Garu, Executive Director, Deccan Fine Chemicals Private Limited, to share his experience of being invested in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
So, Honorable Ministers, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So, good afternoon to all of you. We have three chemical manufacturing facilities in the country. One in Andhra Pradesh, the second one in Gujarat, and third one in Goa. So, my experience, I would like to share my experience quickly. See, for chemical industry, water and power, these are the two important things that are required. So here, as in our unit at Andhra Pradesh, there is no shortage of water. Whereas in Gujarat and Goa, in summer we are forced to shut down our facilities due to shortage of water. But in Andhra Pradesh, abundant water is available. We never face a problem because of water, and there is uninterrupted power supply. The second point is power and fuel is a major component in our cost of manufacture. So, as far as power and fuel is concerned, the cost of power and fuel in Andhra Pradesh is the lowest compared to the other states. This is another major advantage that we have seen. And the third one is from ease of doing business. See, in our line of business, how quickly we get the clearances from the government is very, very important, because we in pharma and chemicals, when our customer asks to make a new chemical, then when we apply for change of product mix in Andhra Pradesh, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, we get clearance within 21 working days. We did not do any follow-up or anything like that. Once we upload the application, then it will be processed, and expert appraisal committee quickly goes through it, and then we get the clearance within 21 working days. Whereas in other states, it takes from 4 to 6 months. So this is my practical experience. What I'm sharing is my practical experience. So we are very happy with the cooperation of the state government. We are extremely happy, and we are going to sign a MOU also on 3rd and 4th next month for expansion of our unit. We are going to spend another 1,000 crores, sir, for expansion of our EOU and SZ unit. Actually, today is my son's engagement. Even then I came here to express my gratitude, sir, to the Honorable Ministers as well as all the officials of the government. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we have Shri O. Jagannath Garu, the Managing Director, Switchgear Manufacturing Company Private Limited. Let's all welcome him and listen to what his experience has been with the state of Andhra Pradesh.
A very warm welcome to the Honorable Minister Sri Gudivada Amarnath Garu and Buggana Rajendranath Garu and other dignitaries. Switchgear Manufacturing Company, which is a part of the Switchgear group of industries, is into manufacture of disconnectors up to 765 kV and shall be investing further around 150 crores in the state of Andhra Pradesh in the industrial park at Chittor. The Switchgear Manufacturing Company entered into a technical collaboration as well as a joint venture with the Russian unit, UETM, and we will be manufacturing SF6 circuit breakers up to 245 kV. It shall be the first SME unit in the country to manufacture such a product. The government of Andhra Pradesh under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, Amarnath Garu and Buggana Rajendranath Garu has been always pro-entrepreneurs, creating a healthy ecosystem for the inclusive development of the industries and infrastructure. The ease of business has increased in the state of AP through single window clearance systems in the most transparent manner without any visit to respective departments. The insight of the government into various issues at the macro and micro level have facilitated release of subsidies, provision of travel passes during the lean period provided by COVID-19, which has allowed many industries to thrust back to normalcy and have facilitated to boost confidence to explore other diversification and other opportunities. My region, Rayalaseema, is known for labor migration to Bangalore and Chennai for better opportunities. However, with the successful implementation of Navratna scheme and provision of 75% local employment have facilitated reverse migration of workers to reunite with their families and stay happy at the respective villages. We are facing no shortage of skilled and semi-skilled workers in Andhra Pradesh. Further, there is no legislative and executive interference on industries, which makes AP a better place to set up industries with ease of doing business as ranked number 1. At this juncture, I would like to present a statistic. Out of 215 approved vendors of AP Transco and other electrical utilities of AP, only 6 vendors are from the state of Andhra Pradesh. I would request Gudivada Amarnath Garu to take it as a task to create an electrical manufacturers hub in the state of Andhra Pradesh, which will retain the outflow of revenue from Andhra Pradesh and also create employment to the lower level people who are generally diploma and ITI holders. We invite other co-entrepreneurs to set up industries in the newly formed state of Andhra Pradesh, where AP government is ever ready to support us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the confidence and trust you have vested with us. And now, we have come to the most important part of today's session that you have all been waiting for. Let me invite the young and dynamic Minister for Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment, IT, Handlooms and Textiles, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, to deliver his keynote address. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Rajiv. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister for Finance and Planning, Legislative Affairs, Shri Buggana Rajendranath Reddy Garu, Shri Shekhar Reddy Garu, Vice Chairman, CII Telangana Council, Secretary, IT and Electronics, Shaurabh Gaur Garu, Secretary, Handlooms and Textiles, Sunita Garu, Director, Industries, Srijana Garu, CEO, AP Maritime Board, Shanmohan Garu, Chairman, APTPC Andhra Pradesh Trade Promotion Corporation, Shri Ravichandra Reddy Garu, Shri Dasari Balai Garu, Passport Officer, IFS, and ladies and gentlemen from different industrial organizations and different institutions, and friends from the media, Andarki Namaskaram. My speech would be a bit hybrid. Can mix it with both English and Telugu. I never thought of speaking about Andhra Pradesh standing in Hyderabad. I was just saying that to our Minister Buggana Garu. This is the 4th run-up meet after the initial curtain raiser event in Delhi, which was led by the Honorable Chief Minister for a Global Alliance meet, where almost 49 ambassadors from different countries have attended. and curtain raiser event was hosted in the national capital, Delhi. So we had the other 3 meetings in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and the last one in Hyderabad. The Global Investment Summit is going to happen in Visakhapatnam on the March 3rd and 4th, which will showcase all the sectors, almost 13 to 14 sectors of Andhra Pradesh, where we are pitching for investment. When I come to the city of Hyderabad, where some of my classes of schooling was done in Hyderabad Public School. Even Buganagaru was also an alumni of Hyderabad Public School. And I've just read in the newspapers that one of our alumni is becoming the president of the World Bank, Ajay Banga. I've just read in today's newspapers. That's a great alumni from HPS. When we speak about the city of Hyderabad, when KTR Anna often mentions Hyderabad is a city where North India meets the South India, where biology meets technology and life sciences marry data sciences. So Hyderabad is a city where in the last few years, probably in the last 9 years after the separation, we are extremely proud seeing its development in urban infrastructure and growing in the IT sector, strong ecosystem of incubation, startups and innovation, robust R&D and economic ecosystem, industrial ecosystem, and a lot other sectors like pharmaceuticals, electric vehicles. And I've seen a lot of TSRTC buses, some electric buses in TSRTC as well, where Andhra Pradesh is also coming up with a few of electric buses where E-Causes Mobility company is starting at their operations in Kopparthi in Kadapa. I recently had the privilege of attending the Formula E racing in Hyderabad as well, which is one of the biggest event in India in Formula E sector. The city of Hyderabad and the state of Telangana has really come a long way, and we are extremely proud of our big brothers' development. Like Hyderabad, the city of Visakhapatnam, our venue for the summit, has experienced rapid urbanization and development, a cosmopolitan culture, where we have almost 250,000 families staying in Visakhapatnam from different parts of the country, probably majorly from the North Indian states. We have a beautiful beach on one side, beautiful hills on the other side, and a beautiful environment for all sectors. We have the major PSUs. We have an IT sector in Rishikonda, where during the regime of YS Rajshekar Reddy Garu, the IT cities were developed on the hills of Rishikonda, where our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu has promoted Visakhapatnam as a beach IT destination for Andhra Pradesh. IT is going to be the next big sector in Andhra Pradesh, probably in Visakhapatnam, where we are focusing Visakhapatnam as the next global IT destination for the country. Visakhapatnam has always been a strong industrial hub with PSU base, which I have just mentioned, the port-led infrastructure, the pharmaceutical sector, where we have a Jawaharlal Nehru Pharmacity. We have a Achutapuram CIS, where we have almost 5,000 acres of land of industrial development. We have textile industry in Visakhapatnam, where our Honorable Secretary have just mentioned one of the big players like Brandix, where they are accommodating almost 26,000 employees. Out of them, almost 80% of them are the local women. 1,000 acres of Brandix. Andhra Pradesh is the only state with almost 3 industrial corridors, with Visakhapatnam-Chennai Industrial Corridor, the Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor, the Bangalore-Hyderabad Industrial Corridor, where we have almost 48,000 acre industrial land for allotments. Andhra Pradesh is the only state in the country to have 3 industrial corridors with the support of the central government, probably where all the old 13 districts are being connected for industrialization. The very own state of our Honorable Finance Minister, Kurnool, the new Oracle node between the Bangalore and the Hyderabad corridor, we are having almost 9,000 acres of land. We have all advantages for Chittor, like Tirupati, cities like Tirupati, we have good connectivity with Chennai. Cities like, towns like Anantapur, we have good connections with Bangalore. Towns like Kurnool, we have good connections with Hyderabad. And as I said, the north coastal part of the state, Visakhapatnam, has its own ecosystem for the industrial development. Andhra Pradesh is a very attractive investment destination where we have almost 530 industrial estates, 293 industrial parks, 31 MSME parks, 6 special economic zones, 3 information technology special economic zones, and I've just mentioned the 3 major industrial corridors. And with the port-led infrastructure and skilled manpower, our total population, out of the total 53 million population, we have 70% of them as a working age group. And we are one of the biggest pharma sector in the country. In the recent times, where there is a competition for bulk drug park in the country, where almost 19 states have competed for getting the bulk drug park. Andhra Pradesh is the only state in the southern part of the country to get the bulk drug park at Kakinada, with almost 2,000 acre bulk drug park with 1,000 crore support from the central government, where we have special incentives in the pharma sector as well. So the government of Andhra Pradesh, where Shekhar Reddy Garu and some of the other friends have mentioned, it's not only ease of doing business in Andhra Pradesh, but we will also support to minimize the cost and risk of doing business. Andhra Pradesh is the only state getting #1 in ease of doing business in the last 3 consecutive years. Specifically in the last two editions, it's totally based on 100% perception survey. Before, it used to be on the projects that have been submitted by the state governments to the central government. 50% of them are from the project report that the government submits, and the other 50% is from the perception survey. But in the last 2 editions, it's totally 100% perception survey from the industrialists doing the business in the states. We are the leading top achiever with 97.89% in the country to rank #1, which shows our ease of doing business for the industrialists in the state under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Jagan Mohan Reddy garu. With the new policies coming up, the new policy 2023-28 is coming up in the next few days. With the new policy, we are emphasizing on driving economic growth across key focus sectors, promoting port-led industrial development, end-to-end investor facilitation, skilling and employment generation, promoting entrepreneurship and startup culture, inclusive and balanced regional development. And we have the YSR AP1, where you get almost all the approvals within 21 days from 26 different departments in the state government for almost 96 different aspects. But the average permission time being given to the industrialists is just 12 days, except the land allotment. And with the new policy coming up and the new in the new YSR AP1, we are also adding the land allotment also to be given in the next 21 days. So ranked 4th in special SDG India 2021 by Niti Aayog across social, economic and environment criteria, ranked 6th in exports in 21-22 worth 1.44 lakh crores, recording a growth of almost 15.31% over the previous year. And in the, as I mentioned, the food processing sector, the pharmaceutical sector, we are the second largest producers of cotton in India. It's also the second largest raw silk producer in India. And regarding the mobile manufacturing sector, providing 3.5 million mobile phones every month, that is every phone per every second. We also have 4 electronic manufacturing clusters in the state, 2 at Tirupati, 1 in Sri City and 1 at Koppatti in Kadapa, the very own district of our Honorable Chief Minister. We have the large and mega units like Kia, Hero Motors, ATC Tires in Visakhapatnam, Apollo Tires, Ashok Leyland, and in the building materials sector we have Saint Gobain, Kazaria, Ramco Cements, Maha Cements, we have Chettinad Cements, all the different sectors in building materials. And in the pharma sectors we have the Dr. Reddy's, Loris, Divi's, and you call all the pharma companies, we name any company that's there in Andhra Pradesh. And in electronics and electrical sector, we have Blue Star, Panasonic, and many other electronics and electrical sector. We have the TCL, we have the Sunny Opotec, we have many other electronic and electrical sectors. And as Bharat have mentioned, in the food processing, cocoa, which is the major producer state in the country, the very own Cadbury is being manufactured in Sri City in Andhra Pradesh. The state has approved almost 1.9 lakh crore investments during the past 3.5 years, which would result in employment of almost 1 lakh people. Currently, we have already signed almost 88 projects with almost 2.2 lakh crore investments, which will also give an employment to almost 1 lakh people. So we have all ready-built facilities with flexible payment options being constructed in major industrial parks. Land is allotted on lease basis for an initial period of 33 years, extendable up to 99 years. Andhra Pradesh is an ideal destination for firms looking to be competitive in a global marketplace with its conducive business environment, resource ability, abundant land bank, strengths across sectors, infrastructure focus, and governments aim to promote sustainable industrial development in a planned manner. And coming to the Maritime Board, Shan has given his presentation regarding the Maritime Board, where the Andhra Pradesh is showcasing its strength of 974 longest coastline, the second longest coastline in the country. Probably Gujarat may be the longest coastline, but the most usable coastline in the country is Andhra Pradesh, where we have 6 operational ports already in place. We are building 4 new ports, 3 by the state government, 1 by a private, under the public-private partnership. We are coming up with 9 fishing harbors. We are almost spending 16,000 crores in the maritime board sector, where we are utilizing the natural resources that has come to the state of Andhra Pradesh. And coming to the end of my speech, I extend a personal invitation on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh to all of you here in Hyderabad to participate in the summit on March 3rd and 4th in the beautiful port city, the city of destiny, Visakhapatnam. Andariki namaskaram. మరొకసారి చివరిగా తెలుగులో కూడా మాట్లాడితే తప్ప హైదరాబాద్లో సొంత మనుషులతో సొంత వ్యక్తులతో బహుశా ఇక్కడ పుట్టినటువంటి వారు అందరూ కూడా ఈ రూమ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి వారు అందరూ కూడా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లోనే పుట్టారు. తర్వాత గడిచినటువంటి 8 సంవత్సరాలుగా విడిపోయాం, కానీ అందరం జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీ. గడిచినటువంటి 8 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం వరకు అందరూ జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీగా ఉన్నాం. కుటుంబంలో 2 బ్రదర్స్ ఎలాగా విడిపోతారో దానికి విడిపోవడానికి గల కారణాలు ఇది సందర్భం కాకపోయినప్పటికీ దాని గురించి చర్చించేటువంటి పరిస్థితి ఇప్పుడు లేదు. కానీ ఏదేమైనా సొంత అన్నదమ్ములు ఇద్దరూ ఒకరికొకరు ఎలా సహాయం చేసుకుంటారో, ఎలా సహకరించుకుంటారో ఆ సహకారం ఒకరికొకరికి ఇచ్చుకోవాలనేటువంటిది నా వ్యక్తిగతమైనటువంటి అభిప్రాయం. సో తప్పకుండా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఎదుగుదలలో కూడా ఈరోజు హైదరాబాద్ ఎదుగుదలలో కానీ, తెలంగాణ ఎదుగుదలలో కానీ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రజల తాలూకా పాత్ర, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ నాయకుల తాలూకా పాత్ర, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి పారిశ్రామికవేత్తల తాలూకా పాత్ర ఏ రకంగా ఉందో మీ అందరికీ కొత్తగా చెప్పాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం లేదు. సో తిరిగి మళ్ళీ అదే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి తిరిగి ఇవ్వాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం, తిరిగి సహకరించాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం ఈరోజు హైదరాబాద్లో, తెలంగాణలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రతి ఒక్కరి మీద ఉంది అనేటువంటిది నా తాలూకా అభిప్రాయం. సో తప్పకుండా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ గ్రోత్ స్టోరీలో, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఎదుగుదలలో తప్పకుండా మీ అందరి తాలూకు సహకారం కూడా ఉండాలనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో ఈరోజు మిమ్మల్ని అందరినీ కూడా ఈరోజు గవర్నర్స్ సెర్మనీ, స్వేరింగ్ ఇన్ సెర్మనీ ఉన్నప్పటికీ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు చాలా స్పెసిఫిక్గా నువ్వు తప్పకుండా అక్కడ ఉండు, అక్కడ అవసరం ఉంది, హైదరాబాద్లో మీ ప్రెజెన్స్ అవసరం ఉంది, ఫాలోడ్ బై ఫైనాన్స్ మినిస్టర్ గారు కూడా హీల్ కమ్ అండ్ జాయిన్ యూ అని చెప్పి ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. సో ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారి మాటగా ఈరోజు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ తాలూకా పారిశ్రామిక ఎదుగుదలలో, పారిశ్రామిక విధానాల్లో తప్పకుండా అన్ని రాష్ట్రాలతో, మిగిలినటువంటి ప్రాంతాలతో పోటీ పడుతున్నటువంటి సందర్భంలో మీ అందరి తాలూకా సహకారం కూడా ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్కి ఉండాలని, అందరం కలిసికట్టుగా రెండు రాష్ట్రాల అభివృద్ధి కోసం పనిచేద్దామని, ఒకరికొకరు ఐడియాస్తో, ఒకరికొకరు ఆలోచనలతో, ఒకరికొకరు ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్స్తో అందరం కలిసి ఈ రెండు రాష్ట్రాల అభివృద్ధికి పాటుపడదామని చెప్పి కూడా ఈ సందర్భంగా హృదయపూర్వకంగా తెలియజేసుకుంటూ, అవకాశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి మీ అందరికీ కూడా హృదయపూర్వకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు, కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేసుకుంటూ సెలవు తీసుకుంటా ఉన్నా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you very much, sir, for not only showing the ocean of opportunities that the state has to offer, but for making such wonderful, emotional, lovely connect and attempt with the audience here. Thank you very much. And now we have midst of us the Honorable Minister for Finance and Planning, Commercial Taxes, Legislative Affairs, Skill Development and Training, Shri Buggana Rajendranath Garu. Let's all welcome him with a big round of applause for his keynote address.
Shri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, my colleague Minister for Industries. Shri Shekhar Reddy Garu, Vice Chairman CII Telangana. Shri Ravichandra Reddy Garu, Chairman APTPC. Srimati Sunita Garu, Principal Secretary Handlooms and Textiles. Shri Saurabh Gaur Garu, Secretary IT and Electronics and Skill Development. Srimati Srijana Garu, Director of Industries. Shri Shanmohan Garu, CEO AP Maritime Board. Shri Tota Bharat Garu, COO AP Food Processing Society. Shri Balaya Garu, Regional Passport Officer, Hyderabad. Industrialists, businessmen, ladies and gentlemen, participants, media friends, అందరికి కూడా నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేస్తాను. అమర్నాథ్ గారు చాలా చక్కగా చెప్పినారనమాట, ద కనెక్ట్. ఈరోజు యాక్చువల్లీ అనుకోకుండా దిస్ వాజ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ క్వైట్ అ వైల్ అగో, మెనీ డేస్ అగో, బట్ గవర్నర్ గారి ప్రమాణ స్వీకారం ఉన్నందువలన వీ హ్యాడ్ టు బీ దేర్. బట్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అస్, ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు ప్రత్యేకంగా ఇండస్ట్రీస్ మినిస్టర్ గారిని ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ టేక్ అ ఛాన్స్, విల్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్ గవర్నర్ గారికి, సో మీరు అక్కడే ఉండండి. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ ఆల్సో హ్యాడ్ టు రష్ బ్యాక్. సో వైల్ కమింగ్ బ్యాక్ ఐ ఫెల్ట్ అనమాట దట్ హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ డ్రైవ్ బిట్వీన్ శంషాబాద్ అండ్ హియర్. నార్మల్గా ఇఫ్ దిస్ వర్ టు బి సమ్ అదర్ సిటీ, ఎంతసేపు పడుతుంది, పోతామో లేదో, అందుబాటులో ఉంటారా లేదా, ఇన్ని రకాల ప్రశ్నలు. మనకి ఇది ఎట్లంటే క్రికెట్ ఆడేటప్పుడు హోమ్ పిచ్ ఉంటుంది కదా, సో హోమ్ పిచ్లో వచ్చినట్లు కళ్ళు మూసుకొని అవి ఇవి ఫోన్లు మాట్లాడుకుంటూ వచ్చే లోపల కాకతీయ. సో ఐ వెంట్ టు స్కూల్ హియర్, పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్ బేగంపేట్. సో మై ఎంటైర్ చైల్డ్హుడ్ వాజ్ ఆన్ దిస్ రోడ్. దోస్ వర్ ద డేస్ వెన్ దెర్ వాజ్ నో flyover at all in Hyderabad. So the only flyover we actually saw was జెమ్నీ ఫ్లైఓవర్, అన్నా ఫ్లైఓవర్ ఇన్ మెడ్రాస్. అంతవరకు ఈ ఫ్లైఓవర్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉందని కూడా తెలియదు అనమాట. ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ 1970s. సో ఫస్ట్ బేగంపేట్ ఆ రైల్వే గేట్ ఎప్పుడు పడేది, మేమంతా అప్పుడు స్కూల్లో చదివే వాళ్ళము. సండే ఎగ్జిట్ అని ఇస్తారు మా పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్, మాది మహా స్ట్రిక్ట్ హాస్టల్లో. ఎప్పుడో ఎగ్జిట్ అని ఇస్తారు, ఆ ఎగ్జిట్ రోజే సినిమాకి పోవాలన్నమాట. సినిమాకి ఎక్కడ పోవాలా? సంగీత్ థియేటర్ సికింద్రాబాద్. ఆ సంగీత్ థియేటర్ సికింద్రాబాద్ వాజ్ వన్ విచ్ యూస్ టు షో ద లేటెస్ట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఫిలిమ్స్. అదర్వైజ్ అమరావతి ఇన్ మన లగ్డి కపూర్లో. అక్కడ సంగీత్కి పోవాలంటే పబ్లిక్ స్కూల్ నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చి ఆటో తీసుకోవాలా. ఆటో ఎక్కడ తీసుకోవాలా? ఖచ్చితంగా ఆటో దొరికేది ఎక్కడంటే బేగంపేట రైల్వే గేట్, ఎందుకంటే గేట్ ఎప్పుడు వేసి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి. దెన్ శ్రీనివాస టవర్స్ వాజ్ కన్స్ట్రక్టెడ్ అండ్ దిస్ కాకతీయ హోటల్. అప్పట్లో శ్రీనివాస టవర్స్ చూస్తే ఇంత పెద్ద బిల్డింగ్లు కూడా కడతారని అనుకునే వాళ్ళం అనమాట. ఇప్పుడు అనిపిస్తుంది ఇంతేనా అని. అంటే దట్స్ హౌ cities have grown, that's how all of us have developed. But nevertheless, a certain point of time tarvata, all cities that grow in size, all places that grow in size, somewhere the growth is so much that there are certain advantages and disadvantages both that go with growth, especially for industry. పెద్దగా అయ్యే కొద్దీ కమ్యూటింగ్ టైం పెరిగిపోతుంది. పెద్దగా అయ్యే కొద్ది ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఎక్కడో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసింటాం, పక్కన రెసిడెన్షియల్ ఏరియాస్ వచ్చేసింటాయి. సో వి సీ దట్ విత్ బాలానగర్ అండ్ వేరియస్ ఇండస్ట్రియల్ ఎస్టేట్స్ దట్ ఒరిజినల్లీ వర్ ఫార్మ్డ్ హియర్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్. పెద్దగా అయ్యే కొద్దీ కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ పెరిగిపోతుంది. దెర్ ఆర్ అడ్వాంటేజెస్, దెర్ ఆర్ సర్టన్ డిసడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఆల్సో దట్ కమ్ విత్ గ్రోత్. సో అల్టిమేట్లీ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, గ్రోత్ ఇస్ లైక్ అ సైన్ కర్వ్. పైకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత అట్ సమ్ పాయింట్ ఇట్ ప్లేటోస్. At some point it plateaus and then it stagnates over there. Then businessmen start looking for opportunities. So historically, anybody who does business, what does he do business for? He does business for earning money. And it has to be profitable. So profitable ane tapputiki, so what are all the aspects that actually contribute to profit? Manufacturing industry ankondi, లేదా కామర్స్ అనుకోండి, లేదా ట్రేడ్ అనుకోండి, ఆల్ దిస్ ఈజ్ డిపెండెంట్ మోస్ట్లీ ఆన్ ద ఇన్హరెంట్ న్యాచురల్ క్వాలిటీస్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. ఇండస్ట్రీ అన్న తర్వాత ఈ మధ్య మనము వివిధ రాష్ట్రాల ఇండస్ట్రియల్ మన మీట్స్ చూస్తూ ఉన్నాము. సో దే పుట్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్, దే గివ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ టు వేరియస్ ఇన్సెంటివ్స్ ఎక్సెట్రా. ఇన్సెంటివ్స్ ఇంచుమించు ఆల్ స్టేట్స్ ఆర్ దాదాపు సేమ్. Maybe a little bit here, there. Some people give the incentives early, some people late. Some people give little more of SGST, some people give little more of power, some people give little lesser of power. Mottam mida matram they balance it out. Aithe, importantly, what are the natural advantages that are there? So what are the natural advantages of Hyderabad? So Hyderabad manaki emaindi over a period of many decades in the erstwhile state of Andhra Pradesh. Most of the central government organizations and institutions and companies and factories were all constructed here. Therefore, it grew. Ancillary industry grew. For example, BHEL, that side grew. Dan tarvata the defense laboratories and the atupakka it grew. So this was how it grew. So this now became a natural advantage here. Similarly, when it comes to AP, now we are here to invite you all to AP to participate and also to invest and do business in AP. So let us say I was part of you. I would think, why should I come to AP? So what is it that is there that makes it profitable? So here you are. We have abundant opportunities. What are the opportunities? See, there are various sectors where Andhra Pradesh has a natural advantage. You take the case of agri and food processing. AP is number one in production of oil palm, papaya, lime, coconut, cocoa, tomato, chili, egg, fish, shrimp. Fourth, I think, in milk, meat. So a whole big, the agro business in AP. Then at the same time, sector-wise you see, you already have an ecosystem. So what is the ecosystem that you have for various industries? Pharmaceutical, you have in Hyderabad, you have it there too. Vizag and nearby. Then the speakers before me told you about the bulk drug park, the only one of its kind in South India, which is being developed. Then you have the PCPR region, the biggest, which will very soon be taking off. You have the automobile and automobile related one, Anantapur, you go and see Kia on the, most of you I'm sure would have traveled or will be traveling by road from Hyderabad to Bangalore. It's almost like a small Korea that you see there. You see Sri City, then you have so many industries located over there. So you have a complete ecosystem for automobile. Renewable energy, it is just unbelievable, the opportunities that are there in AP. 10 gigawatts of RE already there, 5 in the pipeline, 30 and odd solar, 40 and odd wind, and most importantly, you have locations to have the pumped storage. This is a very rare natural occurrence. The topography in many locations is such that you have hills right above the reservoir. So you have large open land just adjacent to the hill. So what do? You have your wind, you have your solar on the hill, thousands of acres. During the day, you pump water up. It's like a battery that stores water. During the night, you release the water. Now, where does this help? Not only is it helping now, it will be a great help in the future once your hydrogen stuff starts. Because once you start your hydrogen related energy, you need to have continuity in power to have your optimum performance of the electrolyzer. That is when your pumped storage is going to help. And this will be of such help that it is very difficult to match that. So whoever are the early comers definitely will have the advantage of. And then you have various mineral wealth. AP has abundant mineral wealth. You have natural resources and so many educational institutions. So many educational institutions, thereby you get so many engineers and graduates coming out. You have a skilled workforce. The skilled workforce is, this I would say, Telugus in general, all of us. All of us, I think, will be proud to say that our diaspora that's there around the globe, I think amongst the best, hardworking, sincere, they adjust to the local surroundings, and then even people who come, we adjust very well. So normally you go in the West, you look at various people from different parts of India who've settled down. So you find colonies of these states there. Whereas Telugu people, rare. You find them everywhere. It is they go, they just mingle with everybody and then settle down, not like other people who are so clannish. So these are all the advantages that you have in Andhra Pradesh. Then you have labor, cheap labor. So all these plug and play facilities, all this put together automatically makes business in Andhra Pradesh economic, cost effective, and definitely much more, profitable. And then I think a lot of people have spoken about the ports. See, it is very difficult. This again is a natural advantage. A natural advantage of having not just a long coastline, but having so many ports that are operational. Now you have Maharashtra. There are 2 ports, the big ones, Navasheva and JNPT. Then you go to Tamil Nadu, they also have a long coastline, but then you have 3 big ports, Ennur, Chennai and Thoothukudi. Whereas in AP, you have 6 big operational ports, 4 in the pipeline. Fishing harbors, our Chief Minister has taken a lot of initiative in developing the ports and connectivity with the hinterland. And this is matched with the Government of India programs that have been taken up, Sagarmala, etc., where you have a very good connectivity, port to road to rail to hinterland. To match that, then the multimodal parks that are being established in Andhra Pradesh, you have, I think, 5 multimodal logistics parks, Anantapur, Visakhapatnam, Koparthi, Kakinada, Vijayawada. So this is like north to south all along the coast. So what hinterland does Andhra Pradesh actually serve? It serves Chhattisgarh, part of Chhattisgarh. It serves almost entire Telangana, and it also serves eastern part of Karnataka. So anything to do with imports, exports, now generally they say Andhra Pradesh advantage meets prosperity. Along with that, it is basically your exit and entry into the ASEAN region. So all exports, imports into the ASEAN region, AP is the place. And there's no alternative to. So anybody who's in this sort of business and industry, surely, automatically AP results in being interesting. And then different sectors that have been identified for being good business opportunities. Automotive, I was just telling you, you have Kia, you have Isuzu, Hero, Ashok Leyland, Apollo, Yokohama, Bharat Forge. Electronics, systems design and manufacturing, again, 4 clusters where you have Foxconn, Dixon, ZTT, Blue Star, Daikin, Panasonic, Flex, Wingtech, where almost mobile per second is actually being manufactured over there. So this shows that you have a perfect ecosystem for anybody who is into this business. Pharmaceuticals, along with Hyderabad, we also have the big ones there, Mylan, Biocon, Lupin, Hetero, Laurus, Divis, Aurobindo, GSK, Dr. Reddy's, Apollo, textiles, I'm sure ma'am would have told you. And all this has now resulted in ease of doing business. So where is Andhra Pradesh ranked? Andhra Pradesh is ranked number 1 and not once, thrice consecutively. And the way it has been ranked is by actually taking feedback from the stakeholders. So this is testimony to the ease of doing business that is prevalent in AP. And then a new greenfield airport that is being constructed in Bhogapuram, Vizag. And then the inland waterways is again one other interesting development that is taking place over there. We have about 888 kilometers of national waterways where 27 locations have been identified and as prioritized terminals with the intent of being able to transport about 10 million tons per annum by the year 2029. So this definitely is going to make transportation cost, logistics extremely cheap. And then recently, the trust and credibility that the state has earned, JSW Steel has recently laid the foundation stone for a 3 million ton plant in Chief Minister's home district of Kadapa, which is going to cost about 8,800 crores. And one other important development that is being made in Andhra Pradesh is the industrial water supply grid, where abundant water, just now, actually it was a very good testimony from the Deccan Fine Chem, Rajgaru Deccan Fine Chem. It was a beautiful testimony and it was very important. Water and power, very important for industry, water and power, manufacturing especially. So with the water grid, industrial water grid that is being made, it will be even more efficient. And then with regard to skilling, I also happen to be the Minister for Skilling, and I'm sure our Secretary would have already explained the skilling that is taking place. So this is the NSQF levels that we have, skills that has been defined by Government of India. So we have about 175 small institutions called the skill hubs run by the government, where the skilling, basic skilling to address the skill gap in the lower levels is being done. And then we also have the higher level skilling that is being done in 26 centers of excellence. For example, we have Visakhapatnam, where we have a marine and shipping. Now, marine and shipping is a niche area that's in Andhra Pradesh. So you have skilling, special skilling done of a higher level in Visakhapatnam. Then we have a MSME skilling center of excellence in Anakapalli, right beside Visakhapatnam. Then we have an Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel skilling being done in Nellore, and medical and health by Apollo MedSkills in Chittoor and Kurnool, so on. We have various higher level skilling being done in centers of excellence that address the skill gap that is required for the upper levels. All this is resulting in a vision that the state has for the future. So this is basically to have a balanced growth across all regions of the state, and also to promote risk-free business, as well as sustainable industrial development and large-scale job creation. In view of all these advantages that are there in AP, we on behalf of the state of Andhra Pradesh and our Chief Minister Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, we invite you all to the city of Vizag, a beautiful city. I'm sure most of you would have already visited Vizag, seen Vizag, one of the few cities, port cities, or cities on the coast cities where you have a beautiful beach and you have hill stations, hills, etc. So a destination for the next establishment of IT industry, where all the natural advantages of having a good social infrastructure for the youth of today to be able to work in that area. So once again, I thank you all for being here, and we look forward for the opportunity to host you in Vizag. And thank you one and all for being here. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir, for traveling back from Vijayawada to be here midst of us and then share the good news of Advantage Andhra Pradesh. And now, the forum is open for interaction. Our ushers are there with their mics. Request you all to raise your hands, introduce yourself, and you may address your question to the dignitaries on the dais. Yeah, can we have a mic there, please? Yes.
Hello. We are in the process of
कुटुंबकम को आत्मसात करते हुए वैश्विक स्वास्थ्य और वैश्विक समृद्धि को समर्पित दिव्य सजनों, हमारे यशस्वी तेजस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का हम कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करते हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 2023 को अपना आशीर्वाद प्रदान करने का आप सभी से निवेदन है, अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। और इस सभागार में उपस्थित हमारे सभी सम्माननीय अतिथिगण का, हमारे सभी इन्वेस्टर्स का, ग्लोबल एज वेल एज डोमेस्टिक इन्वेस्टर्स का हम हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में और उत्तर प्रदेश के ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट में। एक ऐसे प्रदेश में और एक ऐसे समिट में जहां पर आपके सपने मिलेंगे विकास से, जहां पर आपके व्यवसाय को मिलेगी एक नई गति, एक नई रफ्तार, और जहां पर आपके निवेश को यकीनन मिलेगा रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट। क्योंकि दिव्य सज्जनों, यह एक्सप्रेस प्रदेश है, अनंत संभावनाओं वाला प्रदेश है। और इस गतिशील प्रदेश में आप सभी का सरकार की तरफ से स्वागत करने के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करती हूं हमारे कर्मठ औद्योगिक विकास मंत्री श्री नंद गोपाल गुप्ता जी को, नंदी जी को, जिनकी देखरेख में ये पूरा कार्यक्रम आयोजित किया गया है और जो अथक प्रयास करते आए हैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में उत्तर प्रदेश को एक औद्योगिक केंद्र के रूप में विकसित करने और एक प्रिफर्ड निवेश गंतव्य के रूप में तैयार करने की तरफ। तालियों के साथ स्वागत है श्री नंद गोपाल गुप्ता जी का, जिन्हें हम लोकप्रिय रूप से नंदी के नाम से जानते हैं। उनसे निवेदन उनके स्वागत संबोधन के लिए।